his older brother was like upstairs in the balcony of the show up there, and then he went upstairs and ultimately.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few deaths in my life that have like key memories, like Kobe,
Oh yeah, that was I was 12.
Kobe, Michael Jackson. Those are like the two that I remember exactly.
Or also exactly emotional.
That's right.
Yeah, kind of interesting when I found out that Bob Weaver passed away last year. I was at so many meetings. This was funny when my mom told me that I really got kicked out of it.
Yeah.
It was like 6 a.m. on the West Coast,
Yeah.
9 a.m. on the East Coast. My Uncle Michael wasn't necessarily at that concert just because he's up as me.
Yeah,
He calls my mom and I don't know who's like, Michael, somebody probably died. Like, hello, did you hear who died? Paul Newman, and then my mom immediately.
That's good.
And in 2018, he was 29 strikeouts. First, he lost the team that
Welcome to Sinsheimer Park on a beautiful Saturday evening here in San Luis Obispo, California, as it's the SLO Blues taking on the Oaks for the second and final time this season. Alongside Sammy Fawn, I'm Gino Connies, and Sammy, we got a good one on our hands. If it's anything like yesterday and more, it'll be a great game here tonight.
Yeah, yesterday couldn't have been more exciting, and really most exciting in those last 3 innings. You saw bottom of the 7th inning, the Oaks were down 3-0. They tied the game, which ended up being tied on a 2 RBI single by Tommy Kendlinger. And then we saw in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Oaks had their first best chance to take the lead, 2nd and 3rd, no out. We saw the weirdest, wackiest play we had seen all season, a line drive right off the leg of Charlie Ferris. Diego Murillo was able to make the catch in midair and double up Nolan Johnson at second base. And then top of the 9th, the Oaks had a back-breaking play with Nolan Johnson misplaying that chopper to first, and it was 4-3 Blues at that point, and you would have thought it was over at that point, but we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. First 2 batters get hit. Gonzalez bunts, and the third baseman, Gavin Constantine, throws it away, and the Oaks win in thriller walk-off fashion. But I think to expect that today, it would almost be kind of unfair, but stakes do not get higher as the season goes on, and this is really one of the last chances that the Blues have to clinch a playoff spot. The Blues currently 22-16 in CCL play, and the Oaks 23-12, and they are currently tied with the Orange County Riptide. So it's neck and neck between the Oaks and the Riptide to clinch that wild card and first place spot in the CCL South playoffs.
Well, we can only ask the baseball gods to give us half of what we got yesterday.
Yeah.
But as we take you now to the field here at Sinsheimer Park, first pitch just about to get underway here. It's about 6:02 in San Luis Obispo as Tommy Kendlinger, the leadoff man on a first pitch. Out. Fastball hits the corner of the zone for a strike. On the mound first is Ryan Featherstone, now making his 6th start of the season. He is 3-0. He's pitched a total of 28 innings. Has a team-high 29 strikeouts, swing and a miss for Tommy Kendlinger. Now quickly down in the count 0-2. Well, you talked about it, Sammy. This has all the playoff implications for both sides. The Blues looking to now secure a playoff spot, and all they really have to do is win out, and they will have that 3rd spot. And they'll be scoreboard watching as the Walnut Creek Crawdads in a matchup versus the Menlo Park Legends. The Blues hoping to get help from the Menlo Park Legends, but they are facing significant deficit right there. And you talk about the Oaks trying to clinch a spot as that's popped into the infield as second baseman gets under Constantine for the out. So it's 1 down here as Tommy Kendlinger hits a pop out into the infield. That'll lead way to Jacob Galloway, who we're seeing at right field. Again, to your batting order for things. Tyler Hawley due up next. Then Jake Schwartz, Landon West behind the dish today. Devin Wilkes in the designated hitter spot. And then your last 3, Zach Moore, Jax Jimenez, and Ethan Gonzalez as the left-hander Jacob Galloway steps into the batter's box. First time today, and well, Jacob Galloway has some history here playing for the Blues in 2023. First pitch, a fastball just hits on the outside corner for a strike. Now 0-1. Jacob Galloway coming into this game batting .295 with a season-high 22 runs and 26 hits. Saw him yesterday versus the Blues. He went 2 for 4 with a double. Pokes that out to left field as left field man Raymond comes over, makes the play on the run for the 2nd out. So 2 batters, 2 gone to get things started as Ryan Featherstone off to a hot start here. Leads way to Tyler Hawley.
Yeah, good start for Ryan Featherstone right here, and it's important for the Blues to not make any mistakes. I mean, it was a story of 1 error each from each team yesterday that ended up being the story to sum up the game at the end there.
So now Tyler Hawley here working with 2 outs as Featherstone retired the first 2.
Hawley takes the first pitch changeup for strike 1.
First pitch looks at a strike on the outside part of the zone. Now an 0-1 count here is Tyler Hawley now batting .252, a junior from Cal State Fullerton who appeared yesterday, was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Just takes the ball outside low. Now count is 1-1. And to get to your defensive things, it's Cam Andrews behind the dish. It's Zach Tollerman at first base. Gavin Constantine at second base. And Sam Ardois at third base. That's a fly ball out to right center field. Going over the center field and diving grab. My God. goes Superman out there in right center field. That would be E.J. Royal on the diving grab to get the third out.
What a play by Royal.
Goes completely airborne, as that is a 1-2-3 inning for Featherstone. And the top of the first inning, able to get through traffic and we head to the bottom of the first, 0-0. Back here at the bottom of the first inning, as it will be, see the Blues offense for the first time today as E.J. Royal leads things off. Man, what a diving grab out there in right field to get that third out. It was 1-2-3 inning by Ryan Featherstone.
Jake Schwartz at first.
Getting to your batting order here, E.J. Royal is going to step into the batter box first, then Jake Hicksonberg, then Zach Tollerman in your middle three, Sam Artois, Diego Murillo, Andre Raymond, Kosei Suzuki, Cam Andrews, and then wearing number 9 and in the 9 hole would be Gavin Constantine. As it is Cody Carson now making his 6th start of the season. He has a 2-1 record on the mound. He's pitched 24 2/3 innings this summer for the Oaks. He's allowed 24 hits with 23 strikeouts. He's walked 15 batters as E.J. Royal now steps into the batter's box for the first time today. Well, we saw E.J. Royal as the leadoff man yesterday. He went 2 for 4 with 2 runs, a walk, a stolen base, and 2 strikeouts.
Throwing Carson.
So it's right-handed versus right-handed to get things started in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch just outside and low for a ball and count 1-0. And get your defensive things as it's Landon West behind the dish. Jake Schwartz out in first base. First time we've seen him out at first base in pretty much a week. I mean, the last start July 19th. Next pitch is low and counts now 2-0 here to E.J. Royal. And then at second base, Ethan Gonzalez, Tyler Hawley at third base, Zach Moore now in his routine position at shortstop. From left to right, it's Jax Jimenez, Tommy Kenlinger, and Jacob Galloway. The first time we're seeing Galloway out in right field.
Yeah, tables turn a little bit. We normally see Galloway, if he's not catching or DHing, in left field, which, you know, as a catcher, it would make more sense, but seeing a little switch up today.
The 3-0 count is
fastball hitting the outside
corner. It's the outside corner for a strike. Now 3-1 as E.J. Royal looks at that one.
I always love seeing.
Well, you just talk about this game right here and the implications that it has. I mean, the Oaks, if they are able to win out, they're going to need a little help from either the Saints or Blues the next 2 days to potentially secure a #1 spot. As
takes a slider.
Takes a slider that hits the outside side strike zone. It's now up to a full count as Cody Carson works back from a 3-0. So an opportunity here to get his now 16th. His 24th strikeout, so out of his windup, 3-2. Swinging and a miss, down goes Royal, so it's 1 strikeout, 1 batter to begin the day for Cody Carson.
That's a good start by Carson. Went to that off speed to tie up Royal, and, you know, fitting that Royal gets to lead off after making 1 spectacular diving catch, but good start on the mound by Carson, and now brings it up to Jake Hicksonbaugh.
Yeah, Jake Hicksonbaugh coming into this game, the left-hander who's coming into this game with an 8-game hitting streak. He's batting .255 on the season. The undecided junior who just recently committed to Colorado State University Pueblo. Spent the past 2 seasons at Monterey Peninsula. Played in 36 games in 2025. He's now going into his 3rd summer with the Blues.
Here's Jake Hicksonbaugh.
The 1-0 pitch.
And a 1-0.
That's fouled off to the left. Now a 1-1 count to the left-hander who has 12 hits on this season, 8 runs, 4 RBIs. Yesterday went 1 for 4 with a walk, 2 stolen bases, and a run.
Final week of the summer.
So right now it's a neck-and-neck race in the South Division for the Oaks. Both the Oaks and Riptide sitting at 23 and 12.
2-spot in the order. He's starting to figure it out.
1-1. It's upstairs for a ball. It's now a 2-1 count. Well, going into these final 2 games, the Oaks, like I mentioned, will have to win out, but they're also going to need help as the Riptide have a better head-to-head record. They are 5-1 versus the Oaks. It's just been a dominant summer when the Riptide have faced off versus the Oaks. The 2-1. It's upstairs for another ball. It's now a 3-1 count.
Yeah, the Oaks against the Riptide this summer have seen 3 nightmares at Great Park, and at home they beat the Riptide once. It was at Ventura College, but
3-1. He checks his swing. Did he go around? No.
It's upstairs for ball as he checks his swing, so it's going to be the first walk of the day.
Jake Hicksonbaugh is aboard for the first Blues base runner of the afternoon.
As it leads way to the 3rd batter of the day, that'd be Zach Tollerman.
Only takes 1, right?
Yesterday went 1 for 3 with a run, a double. He was hit by a pitch and walked, and 2 strikeouts. So Cody Carson struck out 1, and he's walked 1 in his first 2 batters. Tollerman now going into his 5th year of college, spent 2025 at San Jose State, 2024 with UC Riverside, and then the 3 first years of his collegiate career at Cuesta College, where he was a decorated player. He was Cuesta College Male Athlete of the Year. Won the conference title 2 years with Cuesta College, 2023, 2022.
With 17, and EJ Royal.
First pitch to Tollerman is slider low and outside.
Tollerman is a slider missing low and outside.
Now 1-0 count here. So Tollerman this season batting at 3rd best on the team, 338 with 18 runs, 25 hits, 14 RBIs, and 17 walks. His 2 home runs on the season as the ball gets past Schwartz on the check. So off goes Hicksonberg on an error by Cody Carson.
Well, we saw some shaky defense late in the game yesterday, and right here, Cody Carson tries to pick off Hicksonbaugh at first and skips it away from Schwartz, and it's important for the Blues to have been able to get that first runner on, a chance for them to strike first in a very crucial game here at Sinsheimer Park.
It's now the 1-0 to Zach Tollerman. Takes a fastball low, counts now 2-0 to Tollerman. Well, yeah, I talked about on the slow side, they just need to win out. That's their best opportunity to get into the playoffs, but it's 2 tall tasks. They're going to have to play the Oaks tonight already here in the bottom of the 1st inning, and then they play the Riptide, the number 1 team in the South Division. The 2-0 is upstairs for another ball. It's now 3-0 to Zach Tollerman. Originally from San Luis Obispo, California. It's now in his 4th season with the Blues. Played 2024, 2023, and 2022, and then spent a summer in 2021 with Canyon County. Played his high school ball at Berkeley High School. Looking at a 3-0 pitch here from Carson as it's outside for a ball. So in the 4-pitch walk for Zach Tollerman, it's back-to-back walks.
Well, these walks are going to come back to bite either time, especially, in the sequence that they come in 2 batters in an inning. Good teams will take big advantage of those small breaks, and certainly what we saw in yesterday's game, we saw some huge breaks, and the Blues were fortunate to get out of that 8th inning and breathe with the game tied into the 9th, but they're going to need to depend on more than luck.
Yeah, they're going to have to depend on the bats here as it's Sam Ardois, 3rd base today. Looks at a slider upstairs for a ball. It's now 1-0, and Ardois now replacing Constantine at 3rd base. Constantine has slided over to 2nd. Jason Murillo, who played 2nd base yesterday, has now slid into the shortstop position.
It's Brady Alves, the infielder, who is not in the starting lineup today.
1-0 off goes. The throw to third is not going to be in time, so it's a stolen base for Hicksenberg, his 8th of the season, and now puts a runner 90 feet away for the Blues to get the first run of the game.
Yeah, that's big right there, and now a sac fly or a decently placed ground ball can score that run.
So already a prime position here for the Blues to put some runs on the board as Sam Ardois looking at a 1-1 count. So the Blues will be scoreboard watching depending on what happens in Walnut Creek Crawdads game against the Menlo Park Legends, but for them, they're just focused on winning this ball game here. The 1-1 now to Ardois.
At Sinsheimer Stadium. The pitch. Slider.
Slider, that's going to be a cold strike as Ardois now down on the count 1-2.
And by the way, Hicksenball with his 8th stolen base of the season.
Now runners at the corner for the Blues. It's 1 out as Ardois looks at a 1-2 pitch. Carson out of his windup. He's going to foul that off to the right as Schwartz makes an attempt but pulls back quickly. That's fouled off to the right. So now 1-2 count.
The last time he played was at Sinsheimer Stadium on July 24th.
So this is now just the second meeting between these two teams. The final meetings used to be a common matchup between the Blues and the Oaks, but since the move for the Blues up to North Division, they've only faced off a total of now 4 times in the past 2 seasons. Payoff pitch by Carson as that's chopped shortly to first base, and Schwartz going to throw to second. Moore tries to turn it for 1, but is not able to, so brings home Hicksenball for the first run of the game. It's a fielder's choice from Sam Ardois. Blues lead 1-0.
Double play doesn't go.
It's a good start offensively for San Luis Obispo Blues, and it was interesting to see on the chopper to first. I thought Jake Schwartz might come home with it to try to get Hicksenball, but takes the safer out, the easier out to get at second base to get at least 1 out, and so, you know, that does retire the middleman. So a runner at first instead of a runner at second, but a big first run for the Blues.
Blues now leading 1-0. His first pitch is fouled off to the right as Diego Murillo now stepping to the plate for the first time, working on a 4-game hitting streak, batting .353. Well, this is certainly a player who made his name known yesterday in a huge and a funky double play that really is a one-time thing you see. Fouls that off to the right, now down in the count quickly, 0-2.
13 walks to his 23 strikeouts.
Murillo
Hit by 9 pitches.
Off the calf of relief pitcher Charles Ferris was able to make the play, the double play back in, that would be the 8th inning. Makes it a ball, now count is 1-2.
Yeah, Murillo, he shined both in the field and at the plate yesterday as well. His first at bat, he had an RBI single that at the time gave the Blues a 1-0 lead.
So Blues have now scored in the first inning in back-to-back games. The 1-2.
Murillo
That's low.
Just below the zone.
Ball now 2-2 to Carson. Now 2-2 to Murillo as Sandra Raymond due up next. So it's 2 outs, a 1-0 Blues lead. As it was a RBI by Sam Ardois, and a fielder's choice as he talked about it. It's interesting, Schwartz did decide to go to second. Potentially could have gone home to save that run. The payoff pitch by Carson. Swing and a miss. Down goes Murillo as it's the second K of the day for Carson. So he just allows 1 in the first inning. We head to the second inning here at Sinsheimer Park. It's a 1-0 lead Blues. a sold-out Sinsheimer Park. It's firework night for the SLO Blues, their final firework night of the summer. That's the final road game of the summer for the Oaks, as Jake Schwartz now to the plate for the first time today with a third best on team, 407 batting average, as Featherstone, as it's chopped just to the mound as Featherstone collects, throws to first, and it's one down.
Is Jake Schwartz, one pitch.
Yeah, pretty simply done there. One pitch, one out, as Featherstone has retired the first 4 he has faced.
So leads now to Landon West behind the dish today for the Oaks, one of the newly added Oaks who's really made an impact in just the month of July that he's played. He's batting .275 with 7 runs and 11 hits, while Featherstone now in his 3rd season with the Oregon Ducks. First pitch to West. It's outside for a ball now as a 1-0 count. Well,
West is a
Featherstone, and also now his second California collegiate team, played 2023 summer with the Walnut Creek Crawdads, just appeared in 3 games. The 1-0. West lifts a fly ball out into left field as Raymond camps under it and gets the out. It's 2 down.
Featherstone's retired 5.
Yeah, Featherstone cruising through this outing so far and gets the Rice Jr. Landon West to fly out to left. And, you know, this San Luis Obispo team obviously a very competitive CCL North team, recently added to the CCL North, but they're fighting hard for that playoff spot.
So 5 straight retired batters to start the day for Featherstone. Now Devin Wilkes, the left-hander, looks at a ball upstairs. It's now 1-0 count, so Zach Moore due up next. Well, Wilkes has been a productive bat all summer long for the Oaks, batting .309 with a team leading 30 hits. The 1-0. Swing and a miss by Wilkes. It's a breaking ball right there for Featherstone. Now puts a 1-1 count. Devin Wilkes.
The home run derby behind Tommy Gooden, who won it.
The 1-1 to Wilkes, as he chops short, and it's going to go foul just as it veers just right before the first base line.
He was the Ventura County Player of the Year.
Well, Featherstone was a decorated player at Stockdale High School. He's ranked as the 17th right-hand pitcher from California, number 54 overall in the state. Played 4 years varsity baseball, was a team captain senior, 2-time Bakersfield Californian, as well as a 2-time first all-area selection. Right now, certainly showing why he was that decorated player. Now he's continued at Oregon. The 1-2 to Wilkes.
Here's the 1-2.
As he high chopper over to first base, Solomon charges. He's going to do it himself, step on the bag. So it's 6 straight retired batters for Ryan Featherstone to start this game. Retires the side for 2nd straight inning. Head to the bottom of the 2nd. Blues leading 1-0. Welcome back to Sinsheimer Park as it's a 1-0 lead for the Blues as Andrew Raymond stepping to the plate for the first time today. We saw him yesterday, went 1 for 5 with an RBI and stolen base and a strikeout. Batting .281 entering this game.
Experience smarter banking.
Heading into working on a 6-game hitting streak as he enters today. So Cody Carson and a first pitch swing and a miss from Raymond. It's now 0-1 here.
I don't personally.
As Andrew Raymond, originally from Spokane, Washington, played 2025 with Santa Clara, the 0-1 Carson. That's low for a ball. It's now 1-1 to Andrew Raymond, batting .281 on the season with 10 runs, 18 hits, and 8 RBIs.
Blues up 1-0.
So already a 1-0 lead for the Blues as it's a sold-out day here at Sinsheimer Park. The 1-1. Slider just hits the inside corner for a strike. Now it's 1-2 to Andrew Raymond. We've seen that slider quite a bit already from Carson. Out of his windup, the payoff pitch. It's upstairs for a ball. It's now 2-2.
Andrew Raymond at Mount Spokane High School led his team to a 3rd place finish during his senior year. His first team All-League.
Swing and a miss for Raymond. It's back-to-back Ks for Cody Carson on the mound. It's the first out of the 2nd inning.
And Raymond swung right over it.
Carson with his 3rd strikeout of the evening. He's got that off speed and he ties up hitters well with it.
Now leads way to Kosei Suzuki as the designated hitter. Well, we didn't see him yesterday, so now trying to make his impact here in his first start versus the Oaks this summer. It was the 3rd walk-off win yesterday for the Oaks this season. Suzuki on first pitch fouls that straight back. And when you talk about it, it was a slow start for the Oaks. They didn't score a run until the 7th inning, but it came in a bundle as they scored 3 runs in that 7th inning and 2 in the 9th. The 0-1 Suzuki lines that straight into Moore's glove for the 2nd out.
Right place, right time there for Zach Mora. Suzuki ripped that one off the bat. But Zach Mora, seen him take over and fill in full time at short. He's got great range and he's able to sort of do a little half spin there and make the catch.
So 2 batters, 2 gone here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. As Carson just has allowed 1 run. It was
win this game and you're in the postseason.
A RBI by Sam Artois. That one's fouled off to the right. So now 0-1 here. So this season, the SLO Blues are 10-8 versus all California Collegiate South team.
Tonight have to defeat the reigning CCL
the 0-1 now to Andrews as he goes fishing down low for another strike. It's now 0-2 in the count.
Yeah, Cody Carson, seen him, get into trouble early on in these situations, but seems to be rebounding quickly.
Andrews able to foul that off to the left to stay alive here, down in an 0-2 count.
But I mentioned it before that these walks and little mistakes are going to come in, are going to prove costly, and it was 2 walks that ultimately would lead to a run.
The payoff pitch from Carson. That's a line foul off to the left. Way you talk about, the Oaks were able to avoid a costly Nolan Johnson error in the 9th inning. Just trying to charge towards a high chopper, wasn't able to make the play. That would bring home Jake Hicksenberg, which would make it a 4-3 game at that point, but the Oaks able to respond in the 9th. As it's low for a ball, it's now a 1-2 count here. It was back-to-back hit batters to start the bottom of the 9th inning. Devin Wilkes and Zach Moore both hit. Wilkes was then replaced by Isaac Veal on the mound, and then short bunt from Ethan Gonzalez and a costly throw from Gavin Constantine and brought home 2 runs in the winning run, the 5 runs. That's chopped. Just goes foul.
Tyler Hawley there to make the play in foul territory.
So the Oaks really, they can't control their destiny, but they can control what they do in these next 2 games, and that is win out. They need those 2 games to even have a chance to have the #1 seed, and they're going to hope that they get some help from either the Blues or the Saints tonight, as the Riptide just have a 5-1 head-to-head record. The 1-2 pitch. It's outside slider for another ball, and now 2-2.
Yeah, the Oaks, like you said, and it's the same for the Blues too. If they win their games, they should be in a fairly good spot for the playoffs, but help from the Menlo Park Legends may come in handy, but it's important for these teams to focus on this game.
Fastball.
2-2 pitch is low and inside for ball 3. So up to a full count. So a fight right here by Cam Andrews. Down 0-2, now into a full count situation. First 2 batters were retired via the K, and a line drive straight into the shortstop Zach Moore's glove. And the payoff, Carson. It's outside for ball 4, so after being down 0-2 in the count, a 2-out walk for Cam Andrews brings the bottom of the order. Gavin Constantine, the second baseman, just batted 78 this season. 0 runs, 4 hits, 2 RBIs.
Yeah, it was a nice at-bat there by Cam Andrews, who draws what is now Cody Carson's 3rd walk of the day.
Yeah, just hold this whole entire atmosphere here at Sinsheimer Park is certainly something to behold. Not anything we're used to this summer. Swing and a miss from Constantine. He's now down the count 0-1. It's sold out. 1,500 tickets were sold, as well as 200 season tickets for season ticket holders. Well, it's firework night, so brought out a big crowd here. The 0-1 to Constantine.
Constantine takes in the dirt. 1-1.
Takes another ball in the dirt. Now 1-1.
Gavin 0 for 4 yesterday against the Oaks. A couple of strikeouts.
0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts yesterday in the 5-4 loss. Now looking at a 1-1 count as it's 2 outs, 1 on. Constantine trying to do a little more damage here in the 2nd inning for the Blues. Carson out of his windup, the 1-1. Outside for another ball, now 2-1. Well, this is a tough place to play here, especially in the month of July. Blues are 12-3 at home this month. Now a 2-1 count to Constantine. So he takes a fastball low, now a 3-1. Well, both teams not great on the road. The Oaks are 4-6 on the road. Trying to turn the script there. Both teams 1-2 this week. Win for the Oaks coming against the Blues yesterday, the 3-1 now. Constantine, a high chopper over as it's going to go past both Moore and Gonzalez to get into center field for a base hit.
A nice piece of hitting by Gavin Constantine. Just got a good bat on that ball. Chopped it right over the infielders and got it through. And Blues now with 2 outs, get 2 base runners on, and they still threaten with now the top of the order back up.
Yeah, so after 2 quick outs, the Blues have made some things work here as Cam Andrews with a walk and Gavin Constantine with a single now puts 2 on with 2 outs as it brings the back top of the order E.J. Royal, the first strikeout victim of the day by Cody Carson, who has 3 on the day. First pitch, tied upstairs for a ball, now 1-0 is the count. So Cody Carson, a sophomore, a senior at New Mexico State. Spent his first season there in 2025.
Royal takes a changeup and calls strike 1.
Royal takes another strike here. It's now a 1-1 count. So the Blues not done yet here as Royal batting .298 on the season with a team high 39 hits, second on the best, 24 runs. It's 15 RBIs. Looking to add to that total right here. The 1-1 to Royal. Carson out of his windup. Inside for a ball. Now count is 2-1.
Yeah, well the Blues, like you mentioned, having striking first as they did yesterday, and saw for a while they scored again in the 6th inning and have a chance to do more damage.
Upstairs for another ball. It's now 3-1 count. So Cody Carson trying to find some command here with 2 outs.
Yeah, one thing the Blues did really well yesterday was get it deep into the Oaks bullpen and make them use more guys, but also really just make the pitchers work.
3-1 is inside fastball for another ball. So it's another walk here in the 2nd inning with 2 outs. So it's now bases loaded for the Blues, looking to add more here to what is a 1-0 lead as Landon West now going to come to the mound with a mound visit to Cody Carson. And now his 6th start of the season, 2-1 record. Conversation between West and Carson, just trying to cool down his pitcher who
was up, he walked.
Yeah, I would imagine Carson and the Oaks. I'd be a little culture shocked by the large crowd out here today. I mean, probably the biggest crowd that we have seen so far this season. Yeah, and we've seen Great Park at Championship Stadium that the ballpark rep.
First pitch.
First pitch, a fastball inside.
Right now.
For a ball, now 1-0 is the count.
Yeah, that was just saying great park, reminiscent of a minor league ballpark, and it's kind of the same type of vibe and environment here.
So the 1-0 count here to Hicksonbaugh. Bases loaded. Hicksonbaugh takes an off-speed strike. It's now a 1-1 count. Well, yeah, you just talked about this crowd. It's definitely the biggest we have seen all summer long. I mean, Great Park, it's provided some.
His time is called.
Time is called as the third base umpire and home plate umpire having a quick conversation.
Everything's good.
Yeah, I will say we were talking with our director of operations, McKenna Solis, and saying that the Blues baseball organization is certainly one of the wealthier in the CCL, and the events that they were able to put on and the different festivities, it's pretty remarkable.
Certainly is. I mean, Sinsheimer Park is a long history here in San Luis Obispo, California. It was built in 1968 by volunteers from the Daytime Lions Club as well as many other people. Now the 1-1. That's lined right over the head of shortstop. Oh, a diving grab right there by Jimenez.
Oh, check that, it falls.
And I correct myself. Actually, no, it fell, and he was not able to make the play, so
Out of the glove of Jimenez.
Oh.
3-0 Blues.
brings home 1 run as it looks for us. Brings home 2 runs for the Blues. As Cam Andrews now comes home as well as Gavin Constantine. So Coach Solis now come out to have a conversation with the third base umpire.
Manager
From my perspective, it originally looked like Jimenez had made a beautiful play out there.
Yeah, I
left
thought
field.
he caught it. Oh, now they're talking it over.
Well, this is certainly critical here in the second inning. If this would stand, it would be now a 3-0 lead for the Blues. And
Yes.
Cam Andrews and Gavin Constantine would have been brought home as
Time was called in the middle of the
right
play.
now as Hicksonbaugh would be rewarded with a hit and 2 RBIs, but a meeting between all the umpires, first base, home plate, and third to figure things out. It's not typical that you really see many calls overturned, and so they're going to say, yep, no, he dropped it, and it's 2 more runs for the Blues here in the second inning. It's now a 3-0 ball game.
Well, how about that? Yeah, I mean, a tremendous effort nonetheless by Jack Jimenez as he laid out fully to try to get that one, and unfortunately just came up about as close to short as close to the ball while coming up short as you can. It's just, but a great effort. It's 3-0 Blues.
So leads to Zach Tarleman for the second time today. Walked in
Here's
his
Zach
first plate
Tarleman.
appearance. Looks at a slider strike.
Called strike.
Down to the count 0-1. Well, Tarleman walked and was then called out on a force out to second base.
Stretch, Carson works.
So 2 outs, 2 on, the 0-1. It's off speed and inside for a ball now. 1-1 is the count.
Blues extend 3-0 against the Conejo
Well,
Oaks.
the Blues, they've really jumped out in front early against the Oaks. And you talk about Carson retired the first 2 batters. Not how you start, it's how you finish.
Swinging and a miss from Tarleman as he chases one outside. Now a 1-2 count.
Walks, couple of hits after a strikeout in the lineup started this inning.
Yeah, you talk about him. He started off really strong, and after a walk, a single, and another walk, and a single. It's now a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Blues. The 1-2 payoff pitch. Runners go. Swing and a miss from Tarleman. Chases outside again. So it's now the 4th strikeout of the day for Carson, but not after the Blues able to add 2 more off an RBI single, 2 RBI single from Jake Hicksonbaugh. It's a 3-0 ball game as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Oaks will look to respond. Zach Moore to get things started off here in the third inning.
Back out there for his third
As the Blues lead 3-0.
They're up 3-0.
Ryan Featherstone now in his third inning of action. Well, he's been perfect to start this day, retiring the first 6 batters he's seen. So Moore coming into this game with a 5-game hitting streak. The first pitch to Moore, he shows bump, pulls back, takes a strike.
It's a called strike. Featherstone.
Well, Zach Mora, he scored the winning run in yesterday's ball game that the Oaks hosted against the Blues. He scored all the way from first on the bunt after Veal had scored from second on that wild throw.
Now the 0-1 to Moore as he looks at a ball outside. It's now a 1-1 count. Well, it was the Oaks offense that really came alive in those final 3 innings. They had 7 hits and 5 runs for their third walk-off win of the season, but really the Oaks are going to hope to have more production in the first 6 innings.
Here's the 1-1.
Moore takes a ball low. It's now 2-1 here to Mora, who's been 235 on the season with 11 runs, 16 hits. One of 4 Westmont players playing for the Oaks this summer. The 2-1, Moore hits a high fly ball. It's going to go foul, and it's going to go into the crowd. It's going to head into the grass seats over there in the left section of this fan section here at Sinsheimer Park.
Yeah, that's the thing about this ballpark. Nobody is safe from a foul ball.
Yeah, hopefully whoever in that area brought their glove to make a play, because
you do at least have enough time to react.
now the 2-2. Swing and a miss.
Strike 3.
As a slider right there by Featherstone now gets his first strikeout and has retired the first 7.
Yeah, another good strikeout by Ryan Featherstone, and he has been dealing pretty nasty to the Oaks, and Oaks are going to have to figure him out.
Now brings up Jax Jimenez. As Featherstone now recorded just his 30th strikeout of the season.
First pitch.
Switch hitter grounds that over to first base as it eats up. Tollerman's going to get over him. And Jimenez is going to advance to first.
Well, there goes the perfect game for Featherstone, and there's the first error of the day for the San Luis Obispo Blues.
Brings the bottom of the order Ethan Gonzalez, the second baseman.
Oh, they actually called a hit.
So it'll be a hit for Jimenez. Now his 16th of the season. Apologize, his 15th hit of the season. So Gonzalez, a right-hander, facing off against the right-hand Featherstone. So 1 out, 1 on.
Blues up 3-0.
Out of his windup first pitch, Gonzalez looks at the fastball inside. Now 1-0 count. Yeah, both teams with big playoff implications. Surely the Oaks will need to turn around this game if they want a chance at securing the #1 seed in the South Division. As a check at first base as Jimenez slides back safely.
His best season of Division II ball at Cal State LA came in 2024. He batted .318 with a .384 on base.
Gonzalez, a senior at Cal State Los Angeles, looks at a ball inside and high for now a 2-0 count. He's played all 3 seasons for Cal State Los Angeles. Batting .284 this summer. Had a season-long 9-game hitting streak just a few weeks ago. Looking at 2-0 count. As he chomps that foul just off to the left.
Yeah, Ethan Gonzalez has been a strong bat at the plate and also a strong glove in the middle infield. Pretty consistent as well, and he laid down the game-winning bunt, a walk-off bunt in yesterday's game.
Got doused in some Gatorade for victory. The 2-1 looks at a ball outside.
Outside corner for strike 2.
Hits the corner of the strike zone. Now 2-2 count here to Gonzalez. So Featherstone has just given up 1 hit in the 8 batters that he's faced.
First batter of the afternoon. He wants another. Another long pause.
He checks back at first base. Jimenez back safely. So it's firework night here at Sinsheimer Park.
Sinsheimer Stadium and a packed concourse as they get ready for fireworks after the game.
Yeah, the concourse is completely full.
The payoff pitch here from Featherstone. That one's shot right up the middle as Murillo is able to tag on for 1, turns and tries for 2, is not able to, so it's a force-out at second base and fielder's choice for Ethan Gonzalez.
Yeah, great play by Diego Murillo, and the slight problem there was his momentum took him just a hair too far away from the second base bag to have enough time to turn to, but still a big out nonetheless as they're able to get the lead runner, and you know, the Blues still with a 3-run cushion, and this does send it back to the top of the order.
So 2 gone now with Ethan Gonzalez now at first base. Brings back top of the order Tommy Kendlinger. 0 for 1 today. Popped out to second base. First pitch, a changeup, low. Low and outside for now a ball, 1-0.
Driving in a couple of runs, stealing a base and striking.
Tommy Kendlinger batting .282 on the season with 18 runs and 24 hits. Team high 10 stolen bases. The 1-0 to Kendlinger. Looks at another ball inside. Now 2-0 is the count.
Well, you mentioned before the Oaks having 3 walk-off wins this season. Kendlinger has one of those walk-off hits against the MLB Academy Barons.
Temperature was 65 degrees. It's already dropped down to 63.
Now a 2-0 count.
2-0.
Kendlinger fouls that off to the right. 2 balls, 1 strike. As the Oaks trying to get back in this one. But with 2 outs, 1 on. They're going to have some work to do here. Already down 3-0. Blues have been able to score in the first 2 innings of this game. 2-1 to Kendlinger. Just pokes that into second base as Murillo moves back to make the 3rd out. So Featherstone, another productive 3rd inning as he leaves 1 stranded. Gets his first strikeout of the inning, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Blues looking to add more to what is a 3-0 lead. We'll be right back. Well, it's buzzing here at Sinsheimer Park as we get back to the action as it's bottom of the 3rd inning. Blues leading 3-0.
The 3rd inning at Sinsheimer Stadium. The Blues have a
sold out night here for firework night.
The Blues win.
As the Blues have already put 3 on the board. It's now a 3-0 lead as the Blues trying to secure a playoff spot in the North Division. Currently in 3rd place with a 22-16 record. As the Oaks at 23-12, tied for first right now. First pitch by Carson. It's a fastball inside for a ball, now 1-0. It's Sam Ardois now making his 2nd appearance at the plate. Advanced on a fielder's choice and brought home the first run of the game. That was Jake Simbaugh at the 1st inning. The 1-0. A fastball inside forces Sam Ardois to tuck away, not get hit by that one. 2-0.
Well, Cody Carson here in his 3rd inning of work has a chance to throw his first shutout inning. He came close to that last inning. Duar's upstairs for a ball, now 3-0.
Sammy, the right-handed batter, wearing the white.
Ardois batting .298 on the season with 25 runs and a 2nd best. 37 hits. The fastball just hits the outside corner for a strike. It's now 3-1 to Ardois. Leads the team with 8 doubles and 2 triples as that's fouled off to the right. It's now a 3-2 count, so it's a full count here to Ardois.
Sammy committed to Northwestern State this summer. This will be his 3rd school in as many years. Texas, Louisiana Lafayette.
So now the 3-2 to Ardois. Hits one high off to the left field as Jimenez goes back to the walls, not going to be able to make the play, plays it off the hop. Artois headed for 2. The relay throw is not going to come in time, so a stand-up double to get things started in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Well, Artois just ripped that ball right over the head of Jax Jimenez. Got the best part of the bat there. One hop the wall. And another great start for the Blues, and they have been pretty consistent from what we've seen so far in getting base runners on base and getting them into scoring position as well.
The Blues keep chugging on here in the 3rd inning as they look to add more to already a 3-0 lead. Brings up Diego Murillo.
Since an extra base hit
0 for 1 today with the strikeout. First pitch, Murillo is going to get hit on a first pitch by Carson.
And he's aboard.
So now quickly 2 on for the Blues. It's going to lead away to Andrew Raymond as that's now the 2nd time this season that Murillo's been hit by a pitch.
Yeah, Murillo just took that one calmly there as he looked like an off speed, was ready to just let that hit him and put 2 runners on base, making it a bigger threat for the Blues.
So now 2 on, no outs. Brings up Andrew Raymond.
1996 to 99.
First pitch, that's a fly ball out to left field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Off goes 2 runners. That's going to be Artois coming home. Murillo's coming home. Raymond going for 3rd. The relay's not going to come in time. It's a base clearing triple for the Blues, and they're up big time. It's a 5-0 lead here at Sinsheimer Park.
They talk about having insult to injury there, and Andrew Raymond just got that one right into left center field. And you know, the way that ball's hit in left center field, you see Kendlinger and Jimenez running next to it possibly a bit too soon. If you're the outfielders, you got to do everything you can to stop that ball from going to the wall and sort of begin running with it to give yourself your best chance to cut it off, and that allowed Raymond to hit 3rd there. 5-0 Blues.
So now Kosei Suzuki, first pitch upstairs for a ball.
Takes the first pitch outside.
Committed to LaSalle on May 5th. Played his first 2 seasons of college at Frank Phillips University. Played 51 games for Frank Phillips. First season with the Blues as he fouls that one off. It's now a 1-1 count. 2024 played for the Port Angels Lefties in the West Coast League. Played 48 games there.
He's 20.
So it's a 1-1 count to Suzuki. Runner on 3rd base. Swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. So it's Andrew Raymond at 3rd base. That would be his 2nd triple of the season. Now on a 7-game hitting streak after that one. And 2 more RBIs to his total. The 1-2. Suzuki, a chopper as Moore able to backhand it. Throws to first in time for the out, but it's another base. It's another run scored as that brings home Raymond.
From Kosei Suzuki, it's now 6-0.
Yeah, another key run and a 6-0 lead for the Blues. The Blues with double the lead they had going into the bottom of the 7th inning. And this is huge, the way they are able to break out and be on fire at their home field. You know, home field advantage, that's been pretty much a theme for both of these teams.
As that one's low and outside for a ball. It's now 1-0 to Cam Andrews. Well, yeah, you talk about it. I mean, they're 18-10 at home, the Blues are. 12-3 in the month of July. It's in Sinsheimer Park. Another ball low for a 2-0 count now to Cam Andrews, who it's now recorded an at-bat and walked his first time at the plate. Scored one of the 2 runs back in the 2nd inning as Carson really now have dug himself in a hole. The 2-0 just hits the corner of the strike zone. It's now a 2-1 to Andrews.
Yeah, this certainly puts the Oaks in a little bit of hot water here, an intense situation. Oaks have their work cut out.
2-1. It's low in the dirt for another ball. It's now 3-1.
Yeah, for those unfamiliar, the Vandenberg launch pad is not too far here from San
So the Oaks will have to pull themselves up big time as the 3-1 pitch is inside and high for ball 4, so it's a 1-out walk. Brings up Constantine, the back of the bottom of the order here for the Blues. So certainly putting on a show and firework night as they lead 6-0.
Very well could be confused. Going, oh, there's another firework going on.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, the Oaks should be well fit for the playoffs regardless, as the Saints are quite far behind, but certainly not the way you want to finish the season as it's been. I mean, the Oaks, the way they dropped 3 in a row to the Orange County Riptide
directly over 90.
Certainly want to step up in these last two games.
The first pitch to Constantine is a strike that he
takes strike one.
Now 0-1, so it's 1 out, 1 on for the Blues.
Constantine 1 of 1 today. He recorded his 5th base hit of the summer in the 2nd inning.
1 for 1 with a run and a single. The 0-1 to Constantine. It's a fly ball into left field. Jimenez moving over to the wall and is able to make the play just on the warning track to get the out. So a big save right there for the Oaks. Gets the second out.
Boy, what a play by Jimenez out there in left field, running all the way to the track to track it down and bang against the wall, and there's no debate that was caught.
Was able to make up for what looked apparently to be a catch back in the 2nd inning, but he did not control the ball, and it let Jake Hicksenberg bring home 2 runners in that 2nd inning, but he's able to make up right there to get the 2nd out. It's certainly a big out as the Oaks already allowed 3 runs here in the 3rd inning. First pitch now to E.J. Royal, top of the order again for the Blues. E.J. Royal 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk.
Have added 3 runs to their lead in the bottom half.
It's a 6-0 lead here for the Blues. The 1-0 pitch to Carson. Has a check at first base. It's not going to be there in time as sliding back safely is Cam Andrews. As E.J. Royal, the senior from Utah Tech, spent the past 2 seasons there and 2 seasons at Cuesta College. Now looking at a 2-0 count in his 2nd summer with the Blues. The 2-0 pitch.
2-0. Royal takes it out.
Takes outside for now. 3 balls, 0 strikes. So Cody Carson, in now his 6th start of the summer, really finding himself in some struggling moments. It's going to be the Oaks offense going to have to pull them out. The 3-0 is upstairs for ball 4. 4-pitch walk. It's now his 2nd walk of the game and puts 2 runners on with 2 outs for the Blues.
Second, EJ at first.
Yeah, the trouble just continues for Cody Carson, and that sends David Solis out to the mound. The bullpen is busy for the Oaks.
Just a reminder,
So, it's an infield meeting as well as with Coach Solis says. Looks right now just to be a meeting.
They don't want to stop here.
As Jake Hicksenberg will now take the plate. Well, if you're just joining us, it has been all Blues here as Cody Carson's day is over.
We'll let you know who it is.
So, we'll let you know who it is after this break. It's a 6-0 lead for the Blues. We'll be right back. So already a pitching change here for the pitching change for the Oaks, as it's now Jake Thrift on the mound, and Cody Carson takes quickly over as Jake Thrift now in his 5th appearance, and certainly Jake Thrift's going to have to do his best to stop the bleeding here in the 3rd inning, as the Blues have already added 3 more to what is a 6-0 lead. So 2 outs, 2 on. First pitch for Thrift is low as it gets past West, and off both runners going to advance as Cam Andrews now heads to 3rd base and EJ Rowe heads to 2nd.
Well, both runners on base still belong to Cody Carson, and yeah, he just did not have his best outing today. Unfortunately, allows 6 runs in the first 3 innings. Let's see if, as you mentioned, Thrift, if he can end the damage here.
Thrift 1-0 on the season with a 1.22 ERA. He's pitched a total of 7.1 innings. Just joined the Oaks in July. The 1-0. Hickson ball takes a strike. Counts now 1-1. Thrift got his win back on July 12th versus the Saints and pitched 1 1/3 inning with allowed 1 hit and 2 strikeouts and had 2 walks and 8 batters he faced. That was a 7-5 win for the Oaks. Now 2 outs, 2 on as it's 1-1. Hickson ball takes the ball outside this time. Now 2-1. So the Blues have been in slow for quite some time. Founded back in 1946, originally a semi-pro team. Originally an opportunity for World War II veterans to play some summertime baseball, has now shifted into a Summer California Collegiate League team. The 2-1. Hickson ball takes a strike. It's now 2-2. Hickson ball today 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs, a walk, and a run, as well as a stolen base. It's really been all Blues so far in the first 3 innings here at Sinsheimer Park. 2 outs, 2 on. The payoff by Thrift, as that's fouled off to the right.
That's quite interesting with, you know, the San Luis Blues baseball at this park beginning in 1946, and founding manager was Sandy Laguna, who gathered a group of World War II veterans who were coming home to San Luis Obispo who just wanted to play ball.
The 2-2. A swing and a miss by Hickson ball as the ball is live, and West goes to first to complete the strikeout. So 1 batter faced, 1 strikeout for Jake Thrift as he gets out of this one, but the Blues add 3 more to their lead. Here at Sinsheimer Park, it's a 6-0 lead. We head to the 4th inning. Oaks will look to respond. Back here for the 4th inning as the Oaks are now going to have to pull themselves out of a big hole, down 6-0. So one run in the first inning, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third for the Blues has it a 6-0 lead as Jacob Galloway steps in the batter's box for the second time today as he takes a called strike on the first pitch from Ryan Featherstone, and was certainly a long third inning. All sorts of trouble for Cody Carson, eventually pulled and replaced by Jake Thrift. Thrift was able to get a strikeout to get out the inning, the 0-1 to Galloway. Lines that to first base as Tollerman's able to collect and step on the bag for the first out.
Yeah, the Blues, with their offense, they really scared Carson out of this game. I mean, you know, little by little it built up. 1 run in the first, and then that second inning, Carson was very close to getting a quality inning, but the Blues, they kept striking and rallying. And that was on like a walk from an 0-2 count. But then that third inning, they have exploded for 3 runs, and now they've got 6 on the day.
Well, Featherstone will look to keep the Oaks bats under control as it's Tyler Hawley. Looks at a ball outside.
Yeah, Featherstone has certainly been keeping them in line so far.
Well, last time the Oaks were down by this much in the first 3 innings, it was back on July 22nd versus the Orange County Reptile, allowed 5 runs in the first 3. This time a 6-0 lead as Hawley looks at a strike. It's now 0-2 in the count.
And yeah, that was when Nate Hernandez got his first start of the season, and he had been almost dominant in relief appearances, but his first appearance on the mound, they got him good.
Payoff pitch to Hawley, swing and a miss, down goes Hawley. I apologize. Now 1-2 count to Tyler Hawley as he swings through and misses on that one. Well, Tyler Hawley 0 for 1 today. It was a beautiful diving grab by E.J. Royal out in center field to get that out. The 1-2 now to Hawley. So he takes strike 3 and he's frozen on a slider right there by Featherstone. It gets his second strikeout of the day.
Got him. Yeah, Tyler Hawley was frozen right there. That pitch on the outside corner, and a pretty good framing job as well by Cam Andrews.
So 2 batters gone for the Blues here, and now the 4th inning as really the Oaks looking for any sort of offense. Jake Schwartz now at the plate for the second time. Takes a called strike on the lower half of the zone. It's now an 0-1 count. Schwartz, a short chopper to the mound that was thrown to first in time for the out. He's 0 for 1. 0-1 pitch here. So he lines that over to first base as it's another play right there by Tollerman as it's a 1-2-3 inning for Featherstone. Blues in total control with a 6-0 lead. Head to the bottom of the 4th. Back in action here at Sinsheimer Park as it's been all Blues, a 6-0 lead as the Blues trying to secure a playoff spot in the North Division, and really the Oaks trying to secure the #1 spot, but right now they have a lot of work to do as they are down 6-0. Talked about at the beginning, Sammy, but the Oaks, the only way they can really get this #1 seed is win out and also get a Riptide loss. As trends go right now, it's not looking good for the Oaks as first pitch by Thrift is low and inside for a ball. It's a 1-0 count here to Zach Tollerman, who's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have any chance to make the playoffs in any way, but every team wants to be at the top of the standings for sure.
As that's low and inside for another ball. It's now 2-0. And I think the reason I bring that up is we've just seen what the Oaks have been on the road. It's been a lot of struggles, especially, in the opportunity that they will potentially play Riptide at Great Park. We've seen that story many times before. 2-0 is fly ball onto left field. Jimenez going back to the wall. He's going to play it off the hop of the wall. Tollerman's going to head for 2. The throw coming in as there's nobody at second base, so it'll be a stand-up double for Zach Tollerman to get things started in the 4th inning.
I mean, yeah, great double there by Tollerman. At the same time, when Jimenez played that one off the wall, I think he was just a tad too close to the wall because he tried to barehand that as he got off the wall. He would have been better off a step back and fielding it with his glove. And, I don't know that he would have had a shot at Tollerman at second base, but with nobody covering. Just another little thing there, but Blues with yet another threat.
Yeah, the Blues continuing to show dominance here in the 4th inning as they've scored in every single inning so far. They lead 6-0. It's now Sam Ardois, third baseman, now at the plate for the 3rd time today. First pitch from Thrift. It's outside as West is able just to keep it from going behind him. It's a 1-0 count here to Ardois.
Well, the San Luis Obispo Blues, they were originally named the Merchants. It's gone through some name changes.
So the 1-0 count here to Ardois. Fouls that one off to the right. It was actually George Baker, the local sports editor of the Telegram Tribune, who just weeks after they were originally dubbed the Merchants, renamed them to the Blues after their blue lettering and blue stockings. It's just a 1-1 count here to Ardois. 1 on. Looks at another ball outside. It's now a 2-1 count. He stated that any team worth anything needed a more colorful name and declared that any objection should be directed to his desk. Else in the future we will use that new name. So the Blues has stuck for over 50 years now. 2-1 to Ardois outside. It's now a 3-1 count.
Yeah, I gotta say, it is one of those simple but just really fitting names. It's right.
So now a 3-1 count here to Ardois. 1 on, no outs. Thrift out of his windup. It's a short chop, but it's going to stay fair as Thrift makes the play at first, but the throw is going to drop out of the glove for Schwartz as it's a infield single for Sam Ardois. Moves now Zach Tollerman to third base. It's runners at the corners. Leads way to Diego Murillo.
Yeah, I mean, Ardois just placed that perfectly in a troubled spot right in between Thrift and Landon West, and Jake Schwartz pulled off the bag and not able to catch the ball, but I believe Ardois was safe anyway.
So now runners at the corner as Diego Murillo struck out and hit by a pitch today, working on a 4-game hitting streak entering today. So runners at the corner, a big chance right here for the Blues to add even more to what is already a 6-0 lead. Murillo first pitch, swinging and a miss. Down to the count 0-1.
And if you're the Blues, you just can't get enough right now. They've already got 5 insurance runs to their name, 6 total runs. But this game is far from over.
So an 0-1 count now to Murillo. Thrift out of his windup. As Murillo takes a slider strike, it's now 0-2 quickly. So Murillo spent 2021 with the Blues and spent the past 2 summers with the Alton River Dragons in the Prospect League. Played a total of 59 games over those 2 summers for the Dragons. The 0-2 pitch is fouled off to the right. So in the firework night here for the Blues giving everything this home crowd wanted to see and more. It's a 6-0 lead, runners at the corners. It is the second to last home game of the season for the Blues, the last road game of the season for the Oaks. The payoff pitch from Thrift. It's high and outside for a ball, so 1-2 here to Murillo. And Sinsheimer Park, certainly a place that is quite familiar for the Oaks and the Blues. Before their move to the North Division in 2024, the Oaks and Blues met 7 times in 2023, 2022, and 2021, as that's another ball outside. Now a 2-2 count.
Familiar place for Jacob Galloway, especially having previously played for the Blues.
Yeah. Most recently in 2024, the two teams split in a 2-game series. Oaks were 0-1 here, the 2-2. As it's inside fastball up to a 3-0 count. So Murillo really working this count, able to get up to a full count here.
Almost leaning into.
Well, the Oaks have had some success in recent years. They were 2-1 at Sinsheimer Park in 2023 and 4-0 in 2022. Payoff pitch is outside for another ball, as it's a walk for Diego Murillo. So bases now loaded for the second straight inning for the Blues, as it leads away to Andrew Raymond, who had the base clearing triple in the third inning, brought home 2 runs, which is Diego Murillo and Sam Ardois. A chance to do it again here, and certainly more RBIs for Sam. Andrew Raymond would completely break this game open. Not that it's not already a 6-0 game, so the Blues showing dominance in a game that they know is a must-win to stay alive in the postseason race in the North Division. It's now an 0-1 count to Andrew Raymond. No outs. So he hits a fly ball out into right field. Galloway is going to move and be able to make the out. Tagging on is Zach Tellerman. He heads home. And there's going to be no play at home. So the 7th run scores for the Blues. It's a sacrifice fly by Andrew Raymond.
Yeah, really well done by Andrew Raymond. Got that ball plenty deep enough to score Tollerman from third. Galloway's able to make the catch, his first catch out there in right field this season. And Blues just keep on coming with runs.
So now Kosei Suzuki up to the plate for the 3rd time today. He is 0 for 2. Does have an RBI to his name back in the 3rd inning, so it's now 1 out, 2 on for the Blues. Ball outside, it's now a 1-0 count to Suzuki. Now the 1-0 count to Suzuki. It's a fastball upstairs, counts now 2-0. Suzuki batting .237 on the season with 18 runs, 8 runs and 18 hits, the 11 RBIs, 7 doubles, as well as 1 triple. It's a 2-0 count here, 2 on. Suzuki, sky-high foul ball off to the right side as it's going to land into the grass seats, as a lucky fan is going to go home with a Blues ball. While there might be a lot of Blues fans here, there is one lucky Caneo Oaks fan. It's a 13-year-old kid who 6 years ago decided, just out of the blue, that he'd be an Oaks fan after attending a Oaks vs. Blues game. It's now 2-1 as Suzuki lifts a fly ball high into the sky out into shallow right field. Ethan Gonzalez moving into shallows, not able to make the play on the backhand, as the throw to second is not going to be in time. So now they're going to have a meeting between the umpires. This might be something.
Yeah, well, a costly error either way for Gonzalez, who's not able to hang on to that baseball.
I was just going to say, yeah, too deep into the outfield.
Yeah, they're looking at an infield fly rule, but I think the ball is a little too deep, and a tough play right there for Ethan Gonzalez. It's now the 2nd error of the day for the Oaks defensively, and that has just kind of been the story, Sammy. Really most of this season, but really in the last few games, it's just been those errors the Oaks have not been able to avoid.
Yeah, it's just not been looking good for the Oaks, and they just haven't been able to find any kind of luck or magic here at Sinsheimer Park. And the Blues, they know this ballpark all too well. And we'll see what becomes of this discussion.
So a lengthy conversation, but yeah, getting to this fan. He was 6 years ago, he came with his family, and out of the blue just started saying, "Let's go Oaks," and he was pretty much near the Oaks side.
I think they actually just called the infield fly rule, because he was pointing to first.
Typically how the infield fly rule would work is that
So now a conversation with the first base umpire and skipper Dean Trainer.
Certainly a lot of confusion going on right now. the infield fly rule, you touched on it briefly, but that ball, and I heard the Blues broadcasters talking about it too, the ball was hit a little too deep, I think, for the infield fly rule, just a little bit. Because in order for that kind of double play to happen, it would have had to be thrown quickly to third and then to second. I don't know. It's just the Dean Traynor, the skipper for the Blues, is really just having a discussion with the umpires about this.
Yeah, having quite the lengthy conversation.
A lot of suspense in the crowd. And yeah, this 13-year-old fan, actually in the bus, the players were all signing a bat that they were going to give him following this game, and you mentioned out of the blue, no pun intended there. A little late on that remark, but yeah, I mean,
well, he will be called out at first base. That was Koji Suzuki calling for the infield fly rule. So
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I'm just shocked as well. I mean, it was shallow, but it certainly was a little bit too deep, I thought, in the right center field. And so it'll be now 2 outs for the Blues as runners at now second and third.
The outfield
brings now Cam Andrews. So it would have been a bases loaded situation, but now 2 on as that's a low and inside for a ball. It's now a 1-0 count to Cam Andrews.
I mean, it's not like the Blues don't already have a 7-0 lead, but still, that's a huge call. And I gotta say, I don't agree with that call.
So Cam Andrews with 2 walks on the day with 1 run, and it's a 1-0 count. Drift with the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball punch to second base as Gonzalez gets under it and throws it to first in time for the 3rd out. The Blues continue to add to this lead with 1 run in the 4th inning. We head to now the 5th inning. It's a 7-0 lead. Blues all the way here at Sinsheimer Park. Welcome back here to Sinsheimer Park as it's been all Blues so far. They've been playing that music just right here at Sinsheimer Park. It's a 7-0 lead. They've given their fans a lot to cheer about on firework night as Landon West, the right-hander, steps to the box, into the batter's box for now the 2nd time today. Well, it hasn't just been the offense. It's been Ryan Featherstone on the mound. It's been extremely effective. As West takes an off-speed strike on the outside. Now it's an 0-1 count.
Yeah, Featherstone on the day has allowed just 1 hit so far. It's thrown 3 1-2-3 innings.
West takes the ball this time on the outside. It's now a 1-1 count. Well, this game is brought to you by Pizza Man Dan's. At 7 different locations in Ventura County. Get your hot pie now as it's a 1-1 count here to Landon West. Looks at another ball outside this time. It's now a 2-1 count.
So they scored 3 runs. just that.
Yeah, it was also kind of a bizarre fourth inning. I mean, Blues added a run, and inning was kind of cut short by what ended up being an infield fly rule.
2-1 to West as he hits a fly ball out into right field as moving up from his spot is Hickson ball, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, the San Luis Obispo Blues giving Featherstone a ton of run support. Not that he necessarily needs it with the way he's throwing the ball, but certainly makes it easier for Featherstone to settle into a comfortable rhythm. The 7-0 lead, and he's in a position where he can throw as long as he wants and is able to.
So the Blues really taking that walk-off loss personal as they've put it all on the Oaks just in the first 4 innings as Wilkes looks at a ball outside. It's now a 1-0 count. Again, finishing up on that kind of wholesome story with the kid. Well, his family does the nice gesture of returning the favor, bakes cookies for the whole entire team. A swing and a miss from Wilkes. And like we said, it was out of the blue. Even his parents didn't really know how he became a fan. He just started chanting, "Let's go Oaks." So the Oaks have a fan here in San Luis Obispo as it's 1-1. Wilkes, short chopper that lands to the mound, and Featherstone's going to get the second out on a 1-3 putout.
Maybe he likes the team name.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, certainly a lot of great baseball. I mean, Blues and Oaks, both great baseball programs, and certainly a very lively and community-building event here at Sinsheimer Park, almost like a tailgate, I'd say.
Yeah, very much. They got lots of food stations. I mean, yeah, pretty much, you said it best, a minor league park. So it's a 1-1 count. Our first pitch here to Zach Mora. Takes a strike.
That's official.
Mora on the season is 0-1, but Featherstone, man, he has pitched quite the game, and really the Oaks are offensively going to have to wake up because the pitching can only do so much at this point. The 0-1 count. It's outside for a ball. It's now 1-1.
Didn't miss by much. And Slider just.
So Featherstone, originally from Bakersfield, California, with the Ducks in 2025 at a 7.08 ERA. 1-1 to Mora. Takes a strike on the outside part of the zone. It's now a 1-2 count. And really, the Oaks have had no answers offensively.
None. They have been quieter than a wall.
The 1-2 pitch. As Moore just puts that over the head into the right field. It's going to drop for a base hit as Moore's now going to pull back and hold out 1 as he thought about turning for 2. So it's now just the second hit of the day for the Oaks. It's a 2-out single for Zach Moore.
That's one of the more annoying pieces of hitting you'll ever have as a pitcher.
Yeah, and that's the first time today that we have seen an Oaks batter reach second base. As Mora, or I beg your pardon, he stopped at first.
Yeah, he had originally thought about going to second base, but Hicksabod in right field able to make the good speed and get the ball over just in time. So it's now Jax Jimenez batting from the left side. First pitch, fouls that one off to the left.
Third base center.
Well, the Oaks now hopes at a #1 seed is in true jeopardy. As they are down 7-0, they're going to need a lot more than just luck today to pull themselves from the bootstraps. And it's an 0-1 as Jimenez takes another strike. Down on the count quickly, 0-2.
Yeah, it's really interesting to think about how the arc of the top standings in the South has gone all season. The Riptide got off to not the best start, dropping the first 3 games, but they have pulled to way out in front of the Arroyo Seco Saints.
Swing and a miss from Jimenez. It's another inning that Featherstone dominated on the mound. Gets his now 3rd strikeout of the day after allowing just 1 hit, but no runs scored. Strands Moore at first base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's all Blues, 7-0. Well, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning as this game is brought to you by Pizza Man Dan. 7 different locations in Ventura County. Your hot pie is just one call away. As it's a 7-0 ball game here, and Jake Thrift now in his 2nd inning of real action. It's a ball outside. Bottom of the order first for Gavin Constantine. He is 1 for 2 today with a single and a pop out to left field. So it's a 1-0 count now as Thrift really just trying to be near perfect the rest of the game, as that's in the dirt for another ball. It's 2-0, and we talked about it during the break, Sammy, but really at this point it's just going to be their offense that's going to have to step up. I mean, the pitcher can only do so much with a 7-0 lead, or 7-0 deficit.
Yeah, it's a two-sided game of baseball.
As Constantine looks at a ball low and inside this time. It's 3 straight balls to start this inning for Gavin Constantine.
And we saw yesterday Eric Cavidal, fantastic performance on the mound for the Blues, even though Blues ended up dropping the game. But Cavidal pitched 6 shutout innings, and then in that 7th ran into a bit too much trouble.
So a 4-pitch walk to start this inning here as Gavin Constantine heads to first base. His now 2nd walk of the season brings back the top of the order. E.J. Royal 0 for 1 today, has a pair of walks. So E.J. Royal in his 2nd summer with the Blues, played 29 games last season. First pitch, it's a fastball inside. It's now 1-0 here to Royal, who's batting .298 on the season. At Utah Tech in 2025, batted .194 in 50 games he played, had 24 hits, 21 runs, and a home run. The 1-0. Royal takes a fastball strike. It's now 1-1.
Yeah, Royal has walked twice on the day so far. He's batted in each of the first 3 innings.
So completely different game here. Off goes Constantine to second base as West throws down, is not going to be in time as it's just over. As Gonzalez not able to tag the base, and so it's a stolen base for Gavin Constantine, now his 3rd of the season. It's a runner in scoring position for the Blues, and it's another chance right here. Well, the Blues have scored in every single inning thus far this game. They scored 1 run in the 1st inning, 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, just 1 in the 4th, but they have not slowed down. As it's a 3-1 count here to Royal. That's outside for ball 3 now.
Yeah, the Blues, they're aggressive, and they are not cutting the Oaks any slack here at Sinsheimer Park.
So now a 3-1 count to Royal. It's 1 on, 0 outs, 3-1. Royal just looks at a strike on the outside corner. It's up to a full count. So Jake Thrift, a sophomore from Santa Barbara Community College, originally from Moore Park, California, doing his best to really stop any sort of bleeding the rest of the game from the Blues. The 3-2. It's a fastball inside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks here for the Blues, as now it is 2 on, no outs. Leads away to Jake Hicksonbaugh. 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and a run. Well, Hicksonbaugh in 2024 played 16 games for the Blues, and in 2023 played 13 games. By far having his most productive season with 12 hits. As he takes a strike on the inside. It's an 0-1 count here to Hicksonbaugh. The junior committed to Colorado State University Pueblo this summer. Now headed to his 2nd college team. The 0-1 pitch here from Thrift. It's in the dirt for a ball. It's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, well, the Blues, with their early inning threats, that's somewhere they have shined so far all day today. Having 2 runners on it, it just immediately makes the Oaks shake their heads and understand the work they have to do this inning.
It's now 1-1 count. Hicksonbaugh, chopper to third base. Holly throws to Gonzalez for 1. Tries to turn it for 2. They can't. So it's a force out at second base to get the first down, but it's a fielder's choice for Hicksonbaugh.
Hickson
Well, Tyler Hawley made the wise play, realizing the ball was not hit hard enough for a double play. He was also taken away from the third base tags. It was a third base bag, so didn't really even have time to step on third there.
So now runners at the corners. It's Gavin Constantine at third. It's Jake Hickson-Baugh at first. Leads way to Zach Tollerman. Last time we saw him had a double, eventually brought home on the sacrifice fly by Andrew Raymond. That was all the Blues got in that fourth inning. First pitch to Tollerman is strike on the outside, 0-1. Zach Tollerman, one of the older players, played at San Jose State in 2025. He's played for 3 different college programs. Off goes Hickson-Baugh. It's a fly ball out into right field, and Galloway is not able to make the play as it drops for a base hit. Home comes Constantine, as that's going to be safe at second base as Hickson-Baugh. It's now 8-0 Blues.
Well, the runs just keep on coming for the Blues, and yeah, I think Hickson-Baugh, I think by the way Galloway had fielded that ball, he still wasn't sure if Galloway had caught it or not, but he's able to make it to second just barely in time, and that's one of the more mind-boggling scenarios as a base runner, I think, just being confused like that.
Well, now there's a lot of words from the coaching staff. Oh, and now Scott Rudinsky is getting into it with the third base umpire, or the third base coach, I should say, Rene Regato. And so the Oaks certainly pissed, and there's a lot to be pissed about. I mean, they're down 8-0, and a lot of frustration clearly boiling over, not just from the players and now the coaching staff. So now, I'm wondering exactly what they're trying to discuss right here.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either. The only thing that would come to mind to me was it was a close play at second, but I don't know if it's that.
Yeah, so there's now a lengthy conversation as Landon West and so Lee's talking. Well, it's all the coaching staff for the Oaks is out of the dugout, as well as the Blues, and it looks like third base coach Rain Regalado and Paul Trexa having a conversation, as well as Dean Trainer. So a little confusion exactly what exactly they were having a conversation about, but certainly this frustration spilling over into the coaching staff.
Well, Renee was the headliner for me because manager Dave Solis came out and was talking to the home plate umpire right next to his catcher in West. And then all of a sudden...
And we've already seen Scott Rudinsky get called out once, or been thrown out once. And I don't know exactly what was going on, but clearly there are some choice words between both the Blues and Oaks coaching staff, but nothing really is the result of it, as it's now 2 on, 1 out.
Yeah, hard to say what exactly started that.
So it's now Sam Artois, who's 2 for 3 on the day with a single and a double and a run and an RBI, as well as a fielder's choice back in the first inning. So the frustration for the Oaks just continues to build here as the first pitch to Artois is a strike called on the outside. So 0-1 here.
Yeah, I mean, certainly a lot of tension here at Sinsheimer Park in this inning. And the Oaks are feeling the frustration, I think, perhaps more than anybody else.
Yeah, certainly not pleased with the product that's been put on the field thus far. The 0-1 is shot right as it gets down for a base hit. Coming home is Jake Hickson-Baugh. The throw is not going to get it time. He's safe. 9th run of the day for the Blues, and they don't stop. They keep singing that Blues music as it's now a 9-0 lead.
Has been busted open officially.
Well, this game has been all of 2 things, 1 rhythm and 2 blues. Runs just keep on coming in the Blues. Their offense is just exploding, and Scott Rudinsky now going out to the mound, and we'll see if Jake Thriftstay is done here. We'll see.
Well, there's some action in the Oaks bullpen, but I mean, this has just gone from a bad day to a nightmare for the Oaks, and especially in a situation where you're playing for the #1 seed, Sammy. This is an opportunity where you could be hosting a playoff game, and you know, we've talked about it earlier in this game. We know how important that is for the Oaks, as Thrift is going to stay on the mound after a quick visit from Scott Radinsky. And I mean, just considering this history we've seen between the Oaks and the Riptide at Great Park, it's not good.
No, not at all. Especially the Oaks, they're already dreading potentially going back to Great Park or even facing the Riptide, but this is certainly the biggest nightmare that the Oaks have faced, at least outside of their games against the Riptide.
So it's now Murillo who hits a fly ball out to right center field. Moving over is Kenlinger to make the play, and that's the now second out of the day, the second out of the inning.
Yeah, certainly not a practical situation there for Tollerman to tag and try to advance. He didn't have it, but certainly a much-needed second out, and probably overdue for the Oaks.
So 2 outs now, 2 on for the Blues. Zach Tollerman at second base. It's Sam Ardoir at first, as Andrew Raymond now steps in the batter's box for the 4th time today. The first pitch from Thrift. It's fouled off West, so it's an 0-1 count here. As Andrew Raymond, decorated player at Mountain Spokane High School, his first team All-League, a 3A State Player of the Year as a junior and senior, as well as a 3-year varsity basketball player. In fact, in high school, he played for the Spokane Expo Blue U team. Wasn't the Blues, but close enough.
His dad also played baseball at San Diego State from 92 to 96.
2 outs, 2 on. An 0-1 pitch here. As a slider is taken by Andrew Raymond for now the second strike. It's down to the count 0-2. Well, it will be a heavy load that the Oaks will have to pull up, as they now trail 9-0 in just the 5th inning here at Sinsheimer Park. The payoff pitch from Thrift. Swing and a miss. As down goes Andrew Raymond, as Thrift now gets his second strikeout of the day. And it ends an inning where 2 hits, 2 runs scored, 2 left on base. The Blues lead 9-0. for the 6th inning as it's been all Blues 9-0. And I will say, your eyes did not deceive you. That was a bunch of tennis balls that were thrown onto the field as part of a kind of raffle game, and anyone that lands it inside of the actual bucket would get a pair of season tickets. So no confirmation that anyone got season tickets, and if anyone was close, the closest ball actually got single game tickets as a swing and a miss from Ethan Gonzalez, quickly down the count 0-2.
Hey, any type of game pass that you can get is huge. It's a privilege.
Especially at a place like Sinsheimer Park with 800 pro-style seats. As Gonzalez looks at a ball outside.
And the camera's a little zoomed in. You can't really see the seats, but beautiful orange seating, and you've got a park-like concourse.
It really has that major league or minor league atmosphere. I mean, it's have this whole section right behind the seats with a bunch of grass for picnic kind of setting with lawn chairs and all that. The 2-1 swing and a miss from Ethan Gonzalez. He goes down to K. It's now the 4th strikeout of the day for Featherstone, as it's the first strikeout of the inning to begin the 6th inning.
Yeah, Featherstone has just been dominant on the mound, and sometimes it's a little easy to forget how dominant he is because the Blues innings at the plate are just so darn long.
Yeah. So Featherstone now 4 strikeouts on the day. Facing off against the leadoff man, Tommy Kendlinger. First pitch, he takes a strike on the outside. It's an 0-1 count. So the Blues certainly showing why they want to be in the playoffs in 2025. The 0-1 to Tommy Kendlinger as he checks his swing and takes a strike. It's now 0-2. I mean, the Oaks offense really just held to just 2 hits. They've had 2 base runners, and that's been it for the Oaks offense all day long. The 0-2 now to Tommy Kendlinger as he fouls that off to the right.
First base side. I'm going to be over there past the taco truck. Our thanks again to Rick.
It's been quite an eventful day here at Sinsheimer. I actually got a text from my dad after that inning if I was safe. And yes, I am.
Now an 0-2 pitch here to Kendlinger as he lines that foul just off to the left. And so we're asking our baseball operations McKenna Solis what exactly was happening. She said she had no clue, and it was kind of hard to tell if there was maybe something said just between the coaches and the Blues, or maybe they were arguing the play at second base. It's really hard to tell. The payoff pitch is upstairs for a ball.
I mean, from a visual standpoint, nothing in my mind wrong with the call, but something said. The only thing logical that can come to my mind at that point.
Something certainly ticked off the Oaks coaching staff. The payoff pitch from Featherstone. That's a short ground ball to shortstop charged by Murillo. The throw is in time. 2 down for the Blues.
Making that classic scoop look easy as he was able to field it right inside the heel of the glove, which is not exactly the most ideal spot in the glove to pick up the ball, but he's able to make the play and throw out Kendlinger at first.
So now brings up Jacob Galloway the 3rd time today. He is 0 for 2. Yeah, spent the summer in 2023 with the Blues, and he's the man of few words. I asked him, what's this experience being back? He said, it's cool. So now the first pitch to Galloway. First pitch takes a strike on the outside. Well, Galloway committed to Oregon State this summer, headed to his 3rd collegiate team as he's back at the Pac-12. Spent the first 2 years in college at USC. Spent last season at Texas A&M, the 0-1. Galloway takes a ball inside this time. It's now a 1-1 count. Galloway in his first summer with the Oaks has certainly make a mark. The 1-1 is Galloway looks at one outside, and yeah, we're seeing him his first start out in right field. We've seen him a bundle of times out in left field, but really his first time in right field, still trying to get adjusted to that position. So it's a 2-1 count here to Galloway, the left-hander. Takes a fastball inside. It's now 2-2. It's a 3-1 count here to Galloway as really anybody trying to find offense here. The 3-1 pitch to Galloway. He takes a ball inside, and it's a 5-pitch walk for Galloway as he hits to the bags for the first time today. It's now just the 3rd base runner of the day for the Oaks.
Well, Certainly a start here with 2 outs, but Oaks are definitely going to need to find a rhythm and build some kind of consistency with getting a runner on base and doing so early, too, because that's really the key. That's been helping the Blues today.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot more than just free passes to get back in this one as they trail 9-0. Now Tyler Hawley up for the 3rd time, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Swing and a miss on the first pitch.
And granted, the Blues did have that inning where in the 2nd inning it was their first 2 batters retired, but they were able to explode after that. But Blues have not gone quiet in any single inning so far.
Yeah, scored in every single inning. Had 2 runs back in the 5th. It's the 0-1 pitch here to Hawley. It's a fly ball out to right field. Hicksenberg moving over to the right field line is able to make the out as Galloway is going to run to 3rd base, but he's going to have to head to the dugout because that's 3 outs. As it's just 1 walk allowed by Featherstone, but he's able to strand 1 with allowing 0 hits and no runs. Head to the bottom of the 6th. It's all Blues, 9-0. Well, Spencer Kratz now on the mound for the Oaks as he's now making his 8th appearance on the mound for the Oaks this summer. He's 2-0. Has an earned run average of 3.29. Has started 1 game, but he's coming in as a relief today. Last saw him July 18th versus the Philippines Baseball Group, where he pitched 2 innings. His first pitch is low for a ball as Kosei Suzuki, the designated hitter, up for the 4th time today. He's 0 for 3, and we saw him be called out on the infield fly rule.
Yeah, that was pretty bizarre.
The 1-0. Suzuki takes a strike. Well, if you're an Oaks fan, at least some good news. The Saints up 3-0 in the 3rd inning versus the Riptide, but not to damper the mood, but the Oaks really doesn't matter if they don't win this game. It's a 1-1 as Suzuki punches a ground ball to second base. Under it is Jonah Dawson now at second base to make the play. It's 1 out. So Dawson now takes over the job at second base for Ethan Gonzalez. It's down 1 out as
He's thrown 124 entering today's
Spencer Kratz just recently committed to San Jose State University, where he'll be playing
But if not, it's going to be a change-up.
his junior season. Played his first 2 seasons at Los Angeles Valley College. Pitched a total of 60 innings in the 2 years he spent there. So now facing off versus Cam Andrews, the catcher, who's 0 for 1 today. Lifts a fly ball out into center field. Moving up is Henry Borjas, and that's the second out just like that. 2 batters, 2 gone.
Yeah, a couple defensive changes for the Oaks with Borjas in center and Jonah Dawson at second base. And, you know, that's the thing about a game when it's clear that the team is struggling and that there are some changes that need to happen, whether pitching changes or even defense and general lineup changes.
So Spencer Kratt retired the first 2 batters he's seen as the bottom of the order. Gavin Constantine takes a strike on the first pitch.
Well, Kratt would be 1 out away from throwing the first shutout inning, let alone the first 1-2-3 inning for the Oaks.
Well, the Oaks don't need reminders. With 2 outs, the Blues certainly still do damage, as this time low and outside for ball. It's now 1-1. It was back in that second inning. It was a quick 2 outs by Cody Carson, but then he allowed a walk, a single, a walk, and then a single, which would bring home 2 of the runs. It was a 2-run second inning. The 1-1 swing and a miss from Constantine. It's now 1-2, and now it's Anthony Thomas behind the dish for the Oaks, replacing Landon West. So 1-2 pitch here is an opportunity, like you mentioned, Sammy, to hold the Blues scoreless for the first time. The 1-2, it's outside for a ball. It's now a 2-2 count. Well, the reason I say that is because in order for the Oaks to secure the #1 seed, they need to win out, or they need the Riptide to lose the next 2. They just can't be tied at the end of the season because, well, the Riptide have a better head-to-head record. Swing and a miss from Constantine. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Kratt. It's the first scoreless inning for the Blues as we head to the 7th inning. Still the Blues all over this one, 9-0. We begin the 7th inning with the first pitching change of the day as it's Rafael Chiarella taking over for Ryan Featherstone. And well, sort of a sigh of relief if you're the Oaks after a dominant 6-inning scoreless innings that Ryan Featherstone leaves for now the relief pitcher Chiarella. That's outside for a ball.
Yeah, if you're breathing a heavy sigh of relief when the other team's starter exits, that likely means your team has not been hitting well at the plate.
Yeah, just 2 hits Featherstone held the Oaks to as he just allowed 3 total base runners in the 6 innings he pitched as Chiarella in his 4th appearance. Most recently appeared back on June 20th versus the Barons, so quite some time since we've seen him on the mound as Schwartz looks at a ball outside, now 2-1.
Well, this is a situation where, you know, the Blues, they have a strong lead and had a dominant performance from their starter Featherstone, but they do want to conserve arms to a point, too, to prepare themselves for the postseason.
To 2-1 to Schwartz. It's upstairs for a ball. Well, certainly, yeah, I mean, Chiarella's only pitched a total of 3 innings with 5 strikeouts, allowed 4 walks and 2 hits. But right now, yeah, conserving arms is the key. But if you're the Oaks, I mean, 9-0 is certainly a huge lead to try to come back from, but nothing's impossible. They have 3 innings to do it as the 3-1 pitch is upstairs, so it's a lead-off walk for Jake Schwartz to get things started in the 7th inning.
Featherstone allowed
Well, anything's a start when you get a base runner to start the inning for the Oaks. Chasing 9 runs, and the Blues saw their first inning being shut out in the 6th inning as Spencer Kratt came on to throw a 1-2-3 inning. Certainly, when you're down by this much, a start at this point in the game for the Oaks if they want to come back, but they're going to have to score at least 9 runs.
So it's now Anthony Thomas who replaces Landon West both offensively and defensively. West finished the day 0 for 2.
Anthony Thomas stepping in.
We saw Anthony Thomas.
He's got Jake Schwartz at first base, and Chiarella delivers.
That's outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
Keeping it in front, 1-0.
Last time we saw Thomas start a game behind the dish was back on July 18th versus the Philippines baseball group.
And the second to last home game of the summer.
Thomas had 1 hit and an RBI in that one. As looks at a 1-0 count, 1 on for the Oaks. Says Thomas looks at 1 outside. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. It's now 1-1. Well, Chiarella, a senior at Allen Hancock College.
Thomas is batting .250 this summer, the pinch hitter. He's 7 for 28.
A check at first base as Jake Schwartz gets back safely. Well, Chiarella
dark skies here on the
had a 6.26 ERA in 2025 and 10 appearances for Allen Hancock. He was 2 for 2 with 7 games started, 27 in the 3rd inning pitch. 1-1 to Thomas. It's outside for another ball. It's 2-1 here to Thomas.
Thomas playing in his 16th game as he's seeing action. He's got 7 hits on the season, 4 RBIs.
Another pinch hitting situation.
So a 2-1 situation here for the pinch hitter Thomas. Looks at 1 outside. It's now 3-1. So the Oaks trying to find a little bit of momentum here in the 7th inning.
July 18th.
Well, the Riptide just scored their first run, so it's 3-1 Saints in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Keep you updated on that game as it's a 3-1 pitch here to Thomas as he fouls one just to the left side. Well, so the Oaks, as Jake Schwartz is on first base, just the 4th base runner the Oaks have had all day long. It was a quiet day for all Oaks batters. It's a 3-2 pitch here. As Thomas takes the ball inside. So back-to-back walks to start the 7th inning as Featherstone, as Chiarella really going through some struggles early on for the first 2 batters.
Yeah, Chiarella, his first 2 batters, a couple of hiccups with 2 walks, and that was definitely hurting the Oaks early on in this game, and really all the times that they were allowing runs, so Chiarella gonna have to find some comfort.
As now Devin Wilkes steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Only 17 years old, committed to California State Bakersfield. A all-star is now Dean Trainer, the skipper, coming out to meet with Chiarella, the left-handed pitcher. And so Wilkes, you know, had a fun California Collegiate League showcase break. He was part of the Home Run Derby where he faced off versus Tommy Gooden.
Blues feel comfortable bringing in.
Put up a good competition, but we saw Tommy Gooden go ballistic in that final round with 18 home runs. It was a sight to behold. He had 5 straight home runs in that championship round to take home the Home Run Derby championship at his very own MLB Youth Academy.
Yeah, he was eating things up at the Home Run Derby, and he beat Wilkes with 18 home runs in the final round against Wilkes' 13.
Yeah, it's not like even Wilkes had a bad day. It's just Tommy Gooden just had an even better day at the plate. Certainly his comfort being down at MLB Youth Academy. So Devin Wilkes with 2 home runs on the season is tied for second on the team with Jake Schwartz. He has 4 doubles. He has a team leading 30 hits. The Oaks certainly could use his bat right now as they have 2 on, no outs. It's the first time that we've now seen a runner at second base for the Oaks, which is a crazy sentence to say here in the 7th inning. It's a 1-0 count to Wilkes as he grounds one up to second base. Murillo hits. Oh, Murillo's going to lose the ball as Constantine tries to pitch it over to Murillo, and it's just not going to be connected right there as it's now bases loaded.
Yeah, not really too much to say about that. Just an inexcusable error right there. Just, you know, uncharacteristic of the Blues on that play. You saw Constantine get that ball and just throw it right beside Murillo.
So it's the first defensive error we've seen of the day from the Blues, as now Zach Moore, the bases loaded situation. Real things are happening for the Oaks right now, as that's an inside
a bouncing ball that
for a
gets
ball.
away
It's now
from
1-0 to Zach Moore.
The batter is
It's a real opportunity right here with bases loaded. The first time that the Oaks have had any sort of action or any sort of guys in running and scoring position, and down 9-0, they certainly need to capitalize right here.
When Zach Moore got a single his last time up in the 5th inning, and that was really the first real hit that the Oaks got. They got a hit before that, but first solid outfield hit.
The 1-0 to Mora. Fouls that one this time off to the right. It's a 1-1 count now. So if you're just joining us here, it's been all Blues here at Sinsheimer Park. They're up 9-0. They scored 5 runs in the first 3 innings, 6 runs in the first 3 innings, and added 3 more in the 5th and the 6th inning, or the 4th and the 5th inning. The 1-1 pitch. The 2-1 pitch is outside now. A 3 balls, 1 strike. So 1 ball away from a potential first run for the Oaks, as Jake Schwartz at third base. It's Anthony Thomas at second and Devin Wilkes at first. The Oaks knocking on the door of a potential first run. 3-1. Swing and a miss from Zach Moore as he chases one outside. A full count here to the right-hander.
1 for 2 days so far.
He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Batting .235 on this season. So the Oaks trying to quiet down the crowd just a little bit, and even if it's just a runner or 2, but they would like to bring home all 3 runs. The 3-2 pitch. It's in the...
Taken in the dirt.
Taking the dirt.
An incorrect count.
It's now a full count, 3-2. So bases loaded right here for Zach Moore as the Southpaw Chiarella works through some heavy traffic here. Payoff. As Moore just grounds that at second base, as the throw from Murillo just gets tapped, and with Tallerman able to use his height and get the out at first, but it does bring home Jake Schwartz for the first run of the day for the Oaks. It's 9-1 now.
A long overdue first run for the Oaks, and seen a little bit of shaky defense from the Blues. I mean, you know, on that ground ball, Maria was able to get the throw. The throw had pulled Tollerman off the bag, but he had just enough time to land back on the bag for the out.
Yeah, Tollerman using all of his height right there. All 6'5" of him from Berkeley, California to get that out. Now Jax Jimenez back from the right side. First pitch, lifts the fly ball into shallow left field. Murillo moves over, calls everyone's off, and gets the out. So it's now 2 down. After 2 walks and an error, had bases loaded situation. It's now 2 outs, 2 on for the Oaks. So leads to the bottom of the order as Jonah Dawson now takes over offensively and defensively at his first plate appearance here for the Oaks, as Dawson this season batting .227 with 7 runs, 10 hits, and a double.
From Cal State LA has driven in 7 runs this summer for the Oaks.
So Dawson now at the plate, trying to bring home even more runners. First pitch from Chiarella is outside for a ball. So Devin Wilkes at second base, Anthony Thomas at third, and now the Oaks have a real chance, have a chance to bring home another runner, but still trail 9-1 here at Sinsheimer Park. Now the 1-0 pitch to Dawson. He pokes one out into center field, as that is center fielder Royal moving on the run to make the third out. So Chiarella in his first appearance allows 2 walks, just 1 hit, as it's now, or not even a hit, it was reached on an error, but the Oaks get their first run of the game. It's still a 9-1 lead Blues as we get up and stretch now here at Sinsheimer Park. We'll be right back. Back in action here at Sinsheimer Park. It's a 9-1 lead as the Oaks were able to get their first run of the game, and well, it came after Ryan Featherstone exited the mound and relief Rafael Chiarella came in. So the Oaks were able to benefit off one and get 1 run, but still left 2 stranded. As Spencer Pratt now enters his second inning of action, was able to retire the side and hold the Blues scoreless for the first time this game back in the 6th inning.
Also might interest our viewers to know that between the Saints and the Riptide, it is currently a 1-run game with the Saints out in front of the Riptide, 3-2.
So no 1 count here to AJ Royal. He is 0 for 1 today, has a trio of walks. Has walked all 3 last times he's appeared at the plate. So the sun has set, and it's a beautiful evening here in San Luis Obispo, California.
Here's the
1-1 as Royal looks at one in the dirt. It's now 2-1.
Well, the Oaks provided some relief at the plate in the top of the 7th, and they were able to benefit off an error as well as a couple of walks.
So a 2-1 count here to Royal. Really, the Oaks just need any sort of offense at this point, as a 2-1 pitch just hits the corner of the strike zone. It's now 2-2.
2 balls and 2 strikes to EJ.
Yeah, so that game is 3-2 over there. It is being played.
2 for 4 yesterday against the Oaks. Scored 2, walked once, and struck out.
So the 2-2, the payoff from Pratt. It's low and inside for a ball. It's now up to a full count here, as the Oaks try to pull themselves back into this one, as the hopes of the #1 seed in the California Collegiate League are slipping by every inning that goes by. So a full count here. The payoff pitch from Pratt. Fouled off to the right.
Well, Spencer Pratt, he's been the one relief figure on the mound for the Oaks, the only pitcher for Conejo that has not allowed a run today.
Yeah, last time the Oaks were in this much of a hole was just back last Tuesday, as that's a ground ball to second base. Dawson moving to his left, just cannot contain it as it takes a hop just as it goes into right field. It's a base hit right there to get things started.
I think that may have actually hit off his foot and skipped away from him into right field. I know how that feels as a second baseman when you take any hop like that. It's tough to feel that ball go off you.
So it's the 9th hit of the day for the Blues as they continue to attack here in the 7th inning, and they're not satisfied with just a 9-0 lead as they try to push themselves into the playoff conversation and lock up a spot. First pitch, swing and a miss from Hicks and Bond. The reminder is, if you are the SLO Blues, all you can really do is win out and you're in. I mean, it's as simple as that. You control your own destiny. Well, on the opposite side, the Oaks right now down 9-1. They do not control their own destiny when it comes to securing the #1 spot. They certainly would need help from the Saints and the Blues tomorrow at this point. As Hicks and Bond takes another strike on the outside corner, it's an out 0-2 count.
This Oaks team is a legit team.
The Oaks certainly have already secured that playoff spot. There's not really no one else that could take it from them. It's really just trying to have that home field advantage. So they'll play a home playoff game no matter what. It's just depending if it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. The 0-2 pitch, now the payoff from Pratt. That's a fly ball out to left field. Back moves Jimenez to his left, is able to make the out on the run. And so now 2 down. 1 down. As it leads way to, well, now we got a pinch hitter in. And that would be Lopez, Sebastian Lopez from Seattle University, number 23 infielder junior. Now replaces Zach Tellerman at first base. Lopez this season just batting a 100 with 4 runs and 2 hits and a double. Has 9 strikeouts on the season as well as 2 RBIs. Takes a strike on the first pitch, so some changes on the defensive side and offensive side for now the Blues for the first time. It's 1 out, 1 on for the Blues.
So he's very familiar with this area.
The 0-1 pitch is inside for a ball. It's now 2-2 and now 1-1.
Well, Sebastian Lopez coming off of a redshirt sophomore season at Seattle University. He redshirted his sophomore season as he did not see action there.
Now the 1-1 pitch from Pratt. As Lopez looks at another ball, it's now 2-1.
Sebastian Lopez, originally from Henderson, Nevada. Graduated from Coronado High School, a 3-time letter winner.
Now looking at it 2-1, it's 1 out, 1 on.
2-1.
As that's punched his shortstop as Moore turns it for 1. Dawson tries to turn it for 2 and he can't, as the throw is not in time. So it's a force out at second base and a fielder's choice at first for now Sebastian Lopez, who gets on the bag for the first time today.
So Royal is
well turned by the Oaks what they could. Got the force out at second. And gotta say, in the past inning or two, after a disastrous first 5 innings, the pitching and defense has tightened up, it seems like.
So now Sam Mardois, who is 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, a double, and 2 singles, has been an impact player, and now his first appearance of the summer versus the Oaks.
Resurgence
has 1 run right here.
This is the best baseball he's played at any part of his college baseball career.
As he lines one ground to third base as Holly collects his throw. He's going to be in time at second base to get the third out of the inning. So after allowing a leadoff single, Spencer Pratt is able to then retire the next 3 as we head to now the top of the 8th inning. It's still a 9-1 ball game, Blues. Well, it's down to the final 2 innings if the Oaks want to mount any sort of comeback as they face a 9-1 deficit. Lots of defensive changes so far right here as it's now Zach Savino. The right-hander is now coming onto the mound as it's the second relief pitcher we see for the Blues today, as Savino now just making his second appearance of the summer. He just appeared in a game back on June 8th versus the Legends where he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and the 5 batters he faced. But some defensive changes as Murillo now moves from short to second base, as Brady Alves now fills that role at short, and Gavin Constantine now at third base. So that will be Sam Ardois' day is over. As Henry Borjas now takes over for Tommy Kendler. They're looking at a 2-0 count right now.
Yeah, Borjas. He was the first leadoff hitter that the Oaks saw earlier in the season.
Well, Borjas will look to make some sort of music here for the Blues, or for the Oaks, as they are facing a 9-1 deficit. They just have 6 outs to play with. The 3-0 is
4 straight balls for
a 4-pitch walk to get things started in the 8th inning.
Henry Borjas reaches
Another nice start for the Conejo Oaks. Second inning in a row where they've led off with a walk. And Borjas, he can run, so certainly the type of guy that you want on base to start the inning.
So it's now Lucas Daniewicz replacing Jacob Galloway, which he will do in the right field as well, his normal position. As Daniewicz was a starter yesterday in the 2-hole. He went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. The recent grad at California Lutheran will be back for 1 more year. So it's now no outs, 1 on as Henry Borjas. Plenty of speed right there on the bags for the Oaks as the right-hander Daniewicz takes the first pitch. He takes a strike on the outside strike.
Daniewicz coming off of a season at Cal Lu, his senior year as a student, where he was first team All-SCIAC and D3Baseball.com, 3rd team All-Region.
He has played for 3 different programs in his collegiate career, and 0-1 as Daniewicz takes a ball inside. Well, in 2025, had quite the season. Batted .419, started in all 42 games that he saw, in all 42 games that he played.
No home runs, he's driven in 11.
He looks at a 1-1 count right now.
0 for 4 with a strikeout.
So he fouls one off to the right as Daniewicz this season batting .245 with 20 runs, 25 hits, 3 doubles, 2 triples. Has yet to hit a home run. He had 2 home runs for California Lutheran this past season. Has been hit by a pitch twice and has 13 walks as well as 11 RBIs. It's a 1-2 count here. So
junior season batting .419.
the payoff pitch from Savino.
1-2.
So he fouls that one straight back, staying alive here with a 1-2 count.
.419, 148 at bats.
Well, these past 2 innings are really the first time we've seen the Oaks start to get a little deeper into the pitching staff, as Savino, you're right, the 3rd pitcher to take over, has yet to allow a run this season and has made just 1 appearance before today against the Menlo Park Legends back on June 8th.
It's the payoff pitch from Savino. As that's a short chopper that's going to stay fair, as the sliding play right there by Andrews. No play is going to be made, but he's able to stop the ball before it rolls any further. So infield single for Daniewicz now has 2 runners on for the Oaks.
Little swing and bunt there by Daniewicz, and that ball was just deadly placed. I mean, that's just perfect placement. You can't really do it any better than that. And obviously, the Blues had no shot at Borjas at second base, and Daniewicz perhaps just as fast.
Yeah, could not ask for anything better right there from Daniewicz in his first plate appearance of the night for the Oaks as they try to come back in this one, facing a 9-1 deficit as Tyler Holly now steps to the plate. He is 0 for 3 today, back .252 on the season with his second best, 27 hits on the team. Leads the team with 4 home runs. First pitch here to Holly, swing and a miss as he chases one outside. Well, Holly in 6 games hit 3 home runs. He had back-to-back home runs versus the Forsters and the Riptide just about 2 weeks ago. It was certainly a master class of a week that Tyler Holly put forward. And, you know, we talked about in the broadcast, had he done that a little bit earlier, he probably would have had his name in Home Run Derby. It's now an 0-1 count to Holly. There's no outs. There's 2 on for the Oaks. They're trying to mount a comeback here. Holly punching the ground ball, and that's going to be caught right there as they turn over for 1. They can turn it for 2. It's a 4-6-3 double play right there as it was started by the second baseman, Diego Murillo, flashing the leather, and another great defensive play right there. It's been back-to-back days we've seen him do it.
Yeah, there's a defensive spark for the Blues, but this second time was a little more traditional than the first time we saw him turn it. I mean, yesterday it was in the bottom of the 8th inning. It was 2nd and 3rd and nobody out, and it was, again, Tyler Hawley at the plate. He lined it off of Ferris's leg, and the ball somehow hung up in the air long enough for Maria to not only catch it, but also double up Nolan Johnson at second base.
So Henry Boras able to advance to third base as Jake Schwartz takes a strike on the first pitch.
This is Jake Schwartz.
I have to say, I think I was speechless in the booth yesterday when I saw that play. I mean, it was unbelievable. The infield was pulled in, so Murillo had a better angle to make the play, but I've never seen like something like that in baseball. I mean, just the reaction from him, and then to realize to throw to second to make the double play. It gave us everything yesterday, as this game has been all Blues so far. It's 9-1, as it's now down to count 0-2, and that just hurts right there if you're the Oaks. You've had back-to-back innings where you've been able to produce some sort of offense, and right there you just see Tyler Hawley hitting into a double play. 2 quick outs. So Henry Boras at third base as Sabino trying to get out of here with no runs allowed. The payoff pitch.
0-2. Schwartz
it's a short fly ball into left field, and going back is not going to be able to make the play as the shortstop, Brady Alves, it just goes right by him, so it brings home Henry Boras for now the second run of the day for the Oaks. And the Oaks still chugging here in the 8th.
Well, if you're the Oaks, you're thinking, there you go. Schwartz able to float that ball to short left field, and Brady Alves had a tough time getting to that one. Another run for the Oaks.
So the Oaks slowly chipping away as it's 2 outs here in the 8th inning, but they're really going to have to start getting a lot more hits in a pack as they still need 7 runs to even tie this game. But it was a 2-out single right there from Schwartz as Anthony Thomas takes a ball, fastball inside. It's 1-0. And if you're following along with us, you understand that the Saints and the Riptide are in a tightly knitted 4-2 game in the 5th inning, and that matters because if the Riptide are able to lose the next 2, and well, the Oaks are able to win at least one of these next 2, they would then have the #1 seed. But right now, the Oaks are going to certainly need to get back in the win column one way or another to have any chance at #1 seed. As Thomas' second pitch, they're going to miss. It's now 1-1 as Schwartz got his 8th RBI of the season. And, well, that's why you want to win games against the Riptide, because the Oaks have lost 5 of those 6 matchups. And if they were to end with a tied record at the end of the season, #1 seed would go to the Riptide just off the head-to-head. It's a 1-2 count now to Thomas. As he takes the ball inside, it's now 1-2, or 2-1. So Jake Schwartz at first base. Thomas walked and made it all the way to third base, but made nothing of it as Chiarella was able to retire the next 3. 2-1 as Thomas looks at another ball outside. It's now 3-1. So the Oaks offense has certainly woken up, but they're going to need to do more than wake up. They're going to have to run very fast as they need to score 7 more runs to make it a tie ball game, facing a 9-2 deficit in their first road game of the season at Sinsheimer Park, as that's outside for ball 4. So it'll be a single and a walk in the back-to-back batters. Now has 2 on for the Oaks as it leads way to Devin Wilkes. And so the Oaks still in action here in the 8th inning, trying to make something of a game that seemed completely lost just 2 innings ago.
Yeah, the Oaks certainly looking at least a little different than they did in the first 6 innings of this game, having scored 1 run in the last 2 innings, hoping to get more with Wilkes, who has been a quiet bat at the plate today.
And it certainly can only help that when you see a guy like Featherstone, leave the mound, who had such a productive day, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed. He said it, take a sigh of relief into the Oaks. First pitch, swinging a miss as he chases upstairs. It's 0-1 here to Wilkes as tries to find some sort of rhythm at the plate. He's 0 for 3, reached on an error back in the 7th inning. So now up for the 4th time today, the committed to Cal State Bakersfield rising freshman. 0-1 pitch. Wilkes fouls that one off to the left. Played his high school ball at Pacifica High School. He was 2025 preseason perfect game All-American, or 2025 perfect game preseason All-American California All-Region second team. Batted .480 as a senior at Pacifica High School with 30 RBIs, 47 hits. Leads the Oaks with 30. The 0-2. As Wilkes stays alive with a foul ball straight back. Still no 2 count. So 2 outs here for the Oaks, trying to make something out of nothing as they trail 9-2 now. As an RBI single from Jake Schwartz brought home the 2nd run of the day. But it's pretty much been all Blues here in their first road trip up north to San Luis Obispo. The payoff pitch here from Savino.
0-2 from Savino.
That one's in the dirt. It gets past as now Schwartz moves over to third base and Anthony Thomas takes second. A pass ball right there allows both runners for the Oaks to advance.
Well, the Blues, they have a 7-run cushion, but also not a situation where they want to get cocky and look back and say that they could have made it less close than it was. I mean, you know, this game seemingly in their hands for now with a 7-run lead, but the Oaks, they're not done.
So under the lights, the Oaks have come alive a little bit. It's now 1-2, 2 on, 2 outs. The payoff, as that's upstairs for a ball. It's now 2-2. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Oaks. Anthony Thomas at second base, Jake Schwartz at third. There's a swing of the bat here by Devin Wilkes. Could certainly cut down what is right now a 7-run lead for the Blues. The Oaks trying to get back on track after a walk-off win yesterday. The 2-2. That's fouled back yet again. So Wilkes putting up a good battle here with 2 outs versus Savino.
Yeah, certainly. And, you know, lights, it's interesting. Oaks are not necessarily that accustomed to lights, not having lights at George Sparky Anderson Field.
Yeah, only time we've seen them is at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field or Great Park. 2 places that begin their games typically around 6:05 or 7 o'clock.
And MLB Youth Academy as well.
The 2-2. Now the payoff pitch from Savino.
2-2.
Wilkes fouls that one straight back once again. So a good fight he continues to put at the plate as the Oaks are trying to get some sort of offense now. So still a 2-2 count here to Wilkes. The Oaks trying to pull themselves back into this one. Tied for first right now in the South Division with the OC Riptide. The payoff. That's a short fly ball that's going to get right past the third baseman, Gavin Constantine, infield. They'll bring home the 3rd run, Jake Schwartz. And it'll be now the 16th RBI of the season for
Never touched the
Devin
fingertips
Wilkes.
of Gavin Constantine. Goes down as a base hit.
The Oaks are chipping away here in the 8th inning, and they're getting a little bit of luck from the defensive miscues as well from the Blues, but it's now a 6-run ball game, and you know, a 6-run ball game if you're the Oaks sounds a lot better than a 9-run ball game.
So now Zach Moore, who is 1 for 3 with a single. Still some work to do for the Oaks, but they've got 2 on with 2 outs. First pitch. Moore grounds one to shortstop as Alves picks it up and throws to third in time for the 3rd out. So after the longest inning thus far for the Oaks offensively, they're able to score 2 runs off of 3 hits. They still trail 9-3 here as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Blues will try to put this one away. here at Sinsheimer Stadium as it's a 9-3 lead. The Oaks offense has woken up and able to score now 3 runs in the past 2 innings, but still face a 6-run deficit as Diego Murillo now up to the plate for the 5th time today. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. A pop out to center field has been hit by a pitch and walked as well, along with a run. As Xander Allen Fox now comes as the 3rd pitcher of relief, trying to give the Oaks just one more chance in that top of the 9th inning to score any sort of action. But we talked about Sam, the offense has certainly woken up, but it's starting to be a little too late.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the Oaks were making it interesting with their offense in the 7th and 8th innings. At the same time, it's quite interesting the way we saw the defense for the Blue fall and get back up a little bit. We saw some, shaky glove and hand work, but still a 6-run cushion for the Blues.
Xander Allen Fox now on the plate. It's a punch ground ball as Tyler Hawley charges towards it. His throw is in time. 1 batter, 1 down.
That's a good start for Xander Allen Fox, who is making his 10th pitching appearance this season. Has struck out 6 batters on the year.
The junior at Rosemont College last recently appeared versus the Riptide on July 20th, where he got his only loss of the season. He's 0 for 1 with a 9.52 ERA. As first pitch is upstairs for a ball, as that is Andrew Raymond at the plate now for his 5th time today. He's 0 for 2, or 1 for 3, with 3 RBIs, a run, a triple, and 2 strikeouts. Now the 1-0 to Raymond. It's in the dirt for another ball. Now 2-0. Well, Xander Allen Fox made 7 appearances for Grossmont College this past season, had a 3-1 record. He started 3 games, had to miss half the season, pretty much the rest of his season, after suffering elbow tendonitis.
After a couple seasons at Allen Hancock College.
Now the 2-0 pitch here to Raymond.
In their blood.
That's low for another ball, as it's now a 3-0 count to Andrew Raymond. Played 44 games for Santa Clara back in 2025. Started 29 of those, where he had 17 runs, 16 hits. So now the 3-0 here to Andrew Raymond.
Here's the 3-0.
That's outside for ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Andrew Raymond, as it's a 1-out walk for the Bulls, as that now leads way to Kosei Suzuki, who is 0 for 4 on the day with an RBI.
After being scarred yesterday against the same team down in California.
And certainly the Blues came out for vengeance after losing 5-4 in a walkout game that they were up 3-0 heading into that 7th inning, but the Oaks came alive. They scored 5 runs and had 7 hits in the last 3 innings to get that win.
Easy as that.
It's grounded up the middle as Moore is not able to make the play to roll into center field, as it's a single for Kosei Suzuki. It's now 19th hit of the season, and now it's 2 runners on for the Blues.
Yeah, the Blues resuming their themes of chipping away tonight, as saw them score in the first 5 innings of this game, and they'd certainly look to get back on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the 8th inning. If all goes well in the top of the 9th, this would be their last chance to score offensively.
So now it's Cam Andrews at the plate, the catcher, who is 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch has driven right down the left field line. It's going to stay fair. Going home is 1. That's Andrew Raymond heading home. Another, Kosei Suzuki's heading home. And that'll be a stand-up double. A base-clearing 2 RBI for Cam Andrews, as it's now 11-3 Blues, and this game is completely blown open.
Back to an 8-run lead for the San Luis Obispo Blues, and Cam Andrews just smokes that ball down the left field line right into the corner. By the time Jimenez is able to pick it up, practically Suzuki is already around third. It's 11-3 Blues.
Double of the summer brings up Gavin Constantine.
So 2 runs now scored here in the 8th inning, having 11-3. That's now bottom of the order. Gavin Constantine.
Stole a bag and struck out.
He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout, a pop out, as well as a single and 2 runs, along with a stolen base. 1 out, 1 on for the Blues as he takes a strike. So for Andrews, that would be his 8th and 9th RBI of the season. And while Can't put away the Blues for that long after 2 scoreless innings in the 6th and the 7th. They're back on the board with 2 more. It's an 0-1 count here to Andrews. Alan Fox out of his windup. Swing and a miss. Constantine
for strike 2.
down to the count 0-2.
Alexander Alan Fox is a pitcher that has allowed his share of runs this season, just allowed his 19th runs.
So it's 1 out, 1 on for the Blues. The payoff from Alan Fox is high and upstairs for another ball. It's now 1-2. But to keep you updated on this Saints and Riptide game, the Saints lead 6-2 in the 5th inning. So the Oaks can, it'll now come down if that score holds and this score holds, it'll be down to the games on Sunday to determine the number 1 seed. The 1-2. That one's fouled off to the left. Well, the Riptide will be playing against the Blues tomorrow here at Sinsheimer Park, and the Oaks will travel back to George Sparky Anderson Field where they take on the affiliate San Diego Bombers, and we will certainly be scoreboard watching if it comes down to really that last game of the season. It's a 1-2 count here.
2024 when the Oaks won the league title.
Payoff pitch from Alan Fox. Swing and a miss. As Alan Fox now gets his first strikeout of the day.
Some relief after the 2 RBI double to the left side.
Now brings back the top fielder E.J. Royal.
So 2 outs now.
He's 1 for 2 with strikeout and a single, as well as a trio of
play in the right center alley in the first
inning. It's now 2 outs, 1 on for the Blues. He has 15 RBIs versus. It's going to be more on the hop. He's going to throw it in time to first as he gets the 3rd out of the inning. As Alan Fox is able to get out of this inning, but not before allowing 2 runs in his first appearance on the mound tonight for the Oaks. And we head to the top of the 9th, where it'll be down to the final 3 outs for the Oaks to mount any sort of comeback. We'll be right back. We bring you back here to Sinsheimer Park as the lights are fully on here on a beautiful Saturday night, and it is firework night, so the fans getting all of the excitement ready, but the Blues have certainly provided a lot of the excitement on the field as they lead 11-3. It's been a complete beatdown thus far, but recently we've seen the Oaks offense pick up, and they're going to certainly need a lot of that as they are now down by 8 runs, and it's now Cade O'Hare coming in, the two-way player for the Blues, wearing number 1. He's 1-0, and now his 9th appearance on the mound.
And a former Longhorn from the University of Texas,
formerly at Texas, University of Texas, Austin.
Gets away from Andrews, 1-0.
is originally from
Blues
Tustin,
are 3
California.
outs away from a 2025 playoff berth.
And the Blues today can clinch a playoff spot as it's a inside now 2-0 to Jimenez. As Gonzalez is due up next, but for the Oaks, their focus right now is trying to mount a comeback right now and not worry about anything else. It's a 2-0 pitch here now to Jimenez.
Throw a slider.
Fouls that one straight back. It's now 2-1.
Jack Jimenez batting for the 4th time today. He did have an infield single back in the 4th inning.
Well, the Oaks might be able to live to see another day for that #1 seed as the Saints are beating the Riptide 6-2 in the 5th. As Jimenez takes the ball on the outside, and on the flip side, the Blues are now 3 outs away from clinching a playoff spot for the 2nd straight season of the California Collegiate League North Division. They lost in the 1st round last year versus Stompers. It's a walk for Jimenez, a leadoff walk to get things started in the 9th inning. They lost 7-2. They were the #1 seed in 2024. Was not able to get it done versus the Sonoma Stompers. They actually ended that season on a 10-game winning streak. So they're looking to go back to the postseason and back-to-back, and most certainly for the Oaks, they're trying to defend that 2024 title. But they have a journey ahead, and it starts
Jonah off the bench, lined out
in the South Division playoffs. Is now Jonah Dawson in the 9-hole replacing Ethan Gonzalez. He was 0 for 1.
Dawson takes a first pitch slider.
Popped out to center field. His first plate appearance is now filled in also at second base.
Gonzalez went 0 for 2 today.
Jonah Dawson, the rising junior at California Lutheran University, teammates with Lucas Danuitz and many other Oaks alumni.
The 0-1. As that's going to hit Dawson in the calf, and he throws his bat angrily down to the ground, and clearly not happy about that one, but it's now back-to-back free passes for the Oaks as 2 guys at base.
Blues were looking for with Kate O'Hara coming out.
Well, just the way that the 8th and, or really just the way saw the 7th inning start for the Oaks with 2 free passes, and Blues know that the Oaks, they're still a strong team, even as many runs as they are down by.
And I'll just give you that one last update. It is 6-2, so the Oaks, theoretically, to get in the #1 seed, they need to end this season with a better record than the Riptide. If they end the season both tied, as they are right now, both 23-12, and we'll see how these games play out. But if they end the season tomorrow tied, the Oaks would then play, they would be the 2nd seed and play on Tuesday in a wild card matchup, most likely and probably likely versus the Saints, as that is a strike on the outside. It's now 0-1 to Borjas, no outs, 2 on for the Oaks.
And can you imagine if the Saints were to pull off with a win there, as behind as they are in the CCL South?
Yeah, they sit at 15-19, as that's fouled off to the left. And the reason why is if the records are tied, then they go to head-to-head matchups, and the Riptide have beaten the Oaks 5 out of 6 times. 3 times at Great Park, 2 times at George Sparky Anderson Field, and we talked about it earlier. The Oaks certainly, that's a tough task to then beat them at Great Park, as it's an 0-2 to Henry Borjas. It's inside for a ball. 1 and 2. So it's not really controlling your own destiny if you're the Oaks, but certainly you do live to see another day as a chance to get the #1 seed. And the Riptide, they're going to be playing a playoff team in the Blues tomorrow. So it's certainly a good advantage that the Oaks have as they play the affiliate San Diego Bombers, who are 5-13 on the season. 1-2, called strike as Borjas caught looking, and he's frozen at the plate by O'Hare. So it's the first strikeout of the day for O'Hare, and it's now just down to 2 outs for the Oaks.
Yeah, O'Hara froze Borjas right there. Get a key first out, and now a double play could clinch a playoff spot for the San Luis Obispo Blues.
Yeah, certainly this fan is the Blues fans are ready to erupt here at any moment. And I'm not just talking about the fireworks. As now Danuitz, first pitch, looks at a ball outside.
Lucas started yesterday for the Oaks.
Danuitz now at the plate. Now in his 2nd plate appearance of the night. He is 1 for 1 with a single. Certainly a single would be big here for the Oaks as they want to bring home any sort of runs. It's now 1 out, 2 on. The 1-0 pitch. Danuitz lines that right over the head of second baseman Murillo into right field as homecoming is Jimenez. The throw's coming in, but there is no throw made at home plate. So it's now the 4th run of the day for the Oaks. It's an RBI single for Danuitz.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there by Danuitz as he lined that right over the head of Constantine in right field. And Jimenez, with his speed, easily scores from second.
So it's now an 11-4 ball game here at Sinsheimer Park as Tyler Hawley steps into the batter's box for the 5th time today. He's 0 for 4. Well, last time we saw him, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play last time we saw him at the plate. And the 8th inning.
In the first by E.J. Royal, who dived full extension.
1 out, 2 on for the Oaks. Hawley first pitch fouls it off of the catcher Andrews. It's now an 0-1 count. So the 0-1 here for the Oaks as
Hawley is 0 for 4 on the day.
0 for 4, and he struggled yesterday looking for his first hit against the Blues. He was 0 for 4 yesterday too with a strikeout. The 0-1, Hawley hits a fly ball foul just off to the right. Down to the count quickly, 0-2. And we have been advised when this game ends, we got to sprint out early because the fireworks there, and they shut down all the lights. And it's pretty hard to get out of here, and especially, I mean, you can't really see with the camera view, but this is a packed stadium here at Sinsheimer Park. The stands are packed, the grass behind it is packed. People have come to see fireworks, and they've seen it with the Blues now leading 11-4. The 0-2 to Hawley. Checks his swing, and just fouls that into the Andrews glove. So that's strike 3, and it's now 2 strikeouts for O'Hare here in the 9th inning. Just 1 out away.
As they are ready to explode.
1 out away from clinching that playoff spot and heading back to the CCL playoffs for the 2nd season in a row, and you can feel the anticipation here at Sinsheimer Park.
So now 2 outs, 2 on. Jonah Dawson at second base. Lucas Danowitz at first.
2-run score.
Schwartz today is 1 for 3.
First offering, it's a called strike.
Takes a strike on the first pitch. It's 0-1. Well, there's certainly no better 2 words than postseason baseball, and that's exactly what the Blues are trying to do right now as they lick their chops here, leading 11-4. Just 2 strikes away. Second pitch has another strike right there on the outside.
Check swing here.
It's now 0-2, so 1 strike away for the Blues as they could potentially punch their ticket here to the 2nd straight year for playoffs. The crowd has gotten the word, you know what time this is. They realize postseason baseball is just 1 out away. As it's 2 outs, 2 on for the Blues. Here's the 0-2 pitch, the payoff from O'Hare. It's just fouled as it leaves the fans still wanting more here. It's 0-2.
Yeah, you can hear them roaring here in slow.
It is an 11-4 ball game, so unless a miracle is pending, the Blues looking to go back-to-back the California Collegiate League. The 0-2, it's upstairs for another ball. It's now 1-2.
Suspense is getting more and more real by the moment.
The fans are riled up.
Biggest out of the summer for the Blues.
The Blues here, 11-4, a chance to clinch the 2025 postseason. 1-2. Schwartz, pressed down right field, it's going to go foul.
So, nice cut there by Schwartz.
Just veers foul off on the right field line. Base runners will go back to 2nd and 1st, so the fans just eager for that last out as they can feel it in their blood. They're just 1 strike away from sealing the deal. And this would be big time. The Blues, just in their 2nd season of the North Division, already making their name known in that division.
2 outs to Jake Schwartz.
1-2 to Jake Schwartz, 2 outs, 2 on. And the biggest pitch right here for O'Hare. The payoff. That's fouled straight back. And Schwartz not going out without a fight.
Jake Schwartz being a pest with 2 outs and a 1-2 pitch.
4 straight fouls from Schwartz.
So all the anticipation here at Sinsheimer Park. 1-2. It's going to hit Schwartz in the foot, so it's a hit pitch, so they will have to wait another batter for all those Blues fans.
Second hit batter this inning, and well, it may be a little tough for O'Hara to crank it up, but just 1 more out to go. A 7-run lead. With 1 swing of the bat, Thomas could make this a 3-run game.
So leads way to Anthony Thomas. He replaced Landon West back in the 6th inning, both of his offensive and defense duties. He's walked both times at the plate, first time facing O'Hare. Fouls that one straight back. 0-1.
Well, the Blues putting the fans in a bit of a state of suspense here.
So it's an 0-1 count here to Blues, and
behind the dish.
it's now an 0-1 count. Bases loaded for the Oaks.
They're both walks.
The 0-1. Swinging and miss from Thomas. Now it's back to an 0-2 count, and the fans back to being riled up. The fans have gotten on their feet here at Sinsheimer Park. It's just 1 out away from booking their ticket to back-to-back seasons in the California Collegiate League North Division playoffs. The payoff from O'Hare.
0-2.
Just outside 4 ball.
Good take there by Thomas. That's a tough one, especially in such a high pressure situation.
So the 1-2, the payoff from O'Hare.
1-2. Swing!
And there it is. Playoff baseball has been clinched for the San Luis Blues as they take down the Canelo Oaks 11-4, and it was just a complete dominating game from first pitch to last. It is the 23rd win of the season for the Blues, as now the Oaks drop to 23-13, and they will live to see another day, hopefully, as the Saints now lead 6-2 on the Riptide. And we will bring you into the booth here. Well, Sammy, from the first pitch, it was a dominant start. They scored. The Blues scored 1 run in this first inning. They scored 6 runs in those first 3 innings, and they didn't look back from there. A tough game for the Oaks, as now that #1 seed is in jeopardy.
It certainly is, and you know, the Blues, they exploded right from the beginning. 9 runs in the first 5 innings, dominant hitting performance, and they scored 2 more in the bottom of the 8th inning. But you got to give a lot of credit to Ryan Featherstone as well. 6 shutout innings. As soon as he was removed, Blues saw some hurdles on the mound, but they clinched a deserving playoff spot against the Oaks today. They really dominated.
Yeah, I mean, big congratulations to the Blues. I mean, this is now back-to-back seasons. They'll be headed to the North Division playoffs, and we'll see how they do in the playoffs. But for the Oaks, like I said, they'll see to live another day. Right now, the Saints beating the Riptide 6-2. Like I said, they need the Riptide to lose the next 2 games to guarantee the #1 spot. But the Oaks will be back in action on Sunday. They'll take on the San Diego Bombers for 1 potential chance to secure the #1 seed. But alongside Sammy Fawn, I'm Benji O'Connis, as the Oaks drop this one 11-4 at Sinsheimer Park.